Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It's Sunday morning. The Raptors are playing their last game of the season today at 1 p.m. against the Miami Heat. So we better get going. The game's going to be starting very soon because the game's at 1 p.m. So, yeah, we're going to finish the season up finally. Round 330, the season will be all done. And, yeah, we can go on with our lives after that to an extent. But always a Raptor freak, always got the Raptors on our mind. That's just how it is. So, yeah, welcome. And we're playing the Miami Heat for the last game of the season today. So let's get into the preview right now. Yeah, 1 p.m. start. Let's go. All right, let's see. First of all, injury report for the Raptors. Jonte is out, of course. Scotty is out. He will not return for the last game of the season to play one more game, unfortunately. So no Scotty today for sure. No Jakob for sure today. No DJ Carton. No Chris Boucher. Also, Mohamedou Gay is not going to play today. It's his thumb. And Emmanuel Quickly added to the injury list yesterday, ruled out for today's game. He has been abducted, y'all. His left abductor has been strained, and he will not play in the last game of the season. So no IQ. So that's what we're looking at as far as with the injuries for the Raptors. I don't know. Everybody else should be playing. And, hopefully there's no South Beach issues. Be watching you guys. All right. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a pretty good team today. We'll have to see who plays point guard, and we'll go from there. RJ Kelly will be out there. Gary Trent Jr. Grady Dick. These guys, well, carry us. Miami has everything in the world to play for today. It's crazy. They've got every single team playing today at 1 o'clock Eastern or 3:30 Eastern. The West teams are after us. Yeah, in some ways I like that because all of them are playing at the same time. They can't really scoreboard watch. They just got to have tunnel vision and work on what they got to work on in front of them. The Miami Heat are definitely going to be trying to beat us. There's all kinds of different outcomes that can still happen for them. They can still finish in the playoffs and not in the play-in, but they have to win. They have to beat us for sure for that to happen. Basically, if the Raptors beat the Heat today, they force them into the 8th seed no matter what. And that's that. There's nothing they can do. So if the Raptors win today, Miami is the 8th seed in the play-in no matter what. Now, if Miami wins today, they can be as high as the 5th seed, I believe. No, wait, the 6th seed. I think 5th or 6th seed. The 5th is really slim. Basically, like the 3 other teams have to all lose and Miami wins, and then they get into like the 5th seed, which is crazy. And then something like that. And then it's more likely they'll get just one up and get home in the play-in than anything else if they win. So it matters today. Let's just put it this way. Spoelstra's bringing his team to the court today to beat us because they need to for playoff implications. They're playing to try and get home court or get a full playoff spot if they're lucky. That's dependent on what other teams do. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. Miami's injuries are the same as on Friday. Josh Richardson is out. Terry Rozier is out. And Duncan Robinson is out. Yeah, I went over this team the other day, so I'm not going to scout them again for y'all. Y'all know who they are. We saw them Friday night. All right, let's do the refs. The referees for today, the crew chief today is the Family Guy. Lucky there's a Family Guy. Lucky there's a family. Positively candy. Laugh and cry. Yeah, Mark Lindsay, number 29. He's a Family Guy. Yeah. Yeah. His experience is 17 years in the NBA out of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. All right. His favorite TV show is Family Guy. Like I just said, he is a family guy in his life too, because he has kids and he's married. So yeah, he's the family guy. That's why I call him that. His favorite movie is The Shawshank Redemption. He likes to listen to Dave Matthews. All right, yeah. Favorite book, Can't Hurt Me. Favorite Apple podcasts. He most like to visit Rome on a family trip to Italy, and his hidden talent is spelling. Okay, Mark Lindsay, you want a script spelling bee up there? I don't know if there's other refs that are into spelling. Maybe we can get enough of you guys up there to spell. Are you going to just get up there by yourself and like have the crowd say words randomly at you, and you just say, "I'll take on all comers," just like an old carnival wrestler, and be like, "I will take on all comers. You bring me a big word, and I will spell it for you." Is that what you're gonna do as far as the referee talent show with your spelling talent? Somebody will step up and say onomatopoeia, and you'll be like, I don't know, and then you lose. You're out. I'm sorry, I don't know. That may not work in the referee talent shows. The spelling talent, I don't know. We'll have to see. Mark Lindsay down the road. All right, all three of these refs are weird today for us. Like, first of all, Mark Lindsay is historically a pretty good ref for the Raptors. We win 57% of our games. This year we are 1-2. We lost the first two games he ref this year, and we won the last one. Our record, is 57. But the Miami Heat, their record is 63% winning with Mark Lindsay available. So he does favor the Miami Heat today. 57-63 is the split for Family Guy Mark Lindsay. The second ref is an acrimonious ref in Raptors history, one that we don't really like that much. His name is Ben Taylor, and he's number 46 in his 11th season from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. His favorite TV show is The West Wing. He likes the movie Field of Dreams. His musician is Brian McKnight. He likes to read Mitch rap series. His favorite meal is ribeye steak. His favorite app is TripIt. He most like to visit Scotland, play golf at Augusta National, and his hidden talent is dancing. Yeah, dancing. All right. Let's see. What kind of dancing do you do, Ben Taylor? Dancing around the rules of the NBA? Dancing around a grudge against Fred VanVleet? What is it? What is the rule? What is the kind of dancing you do? Salsa dancing? Are you a polka dancer? Are you a hip hop dancer? I doubt that. I don't know. Ben Taylor, I kind of hate you, man. You're against Fred VanVleet. So why would I like you, bro? So screw you, Ben Taylor. You dumbass. You're acrimonious ref and somebody we don't really like in Raptors Nation. Yeah, statistically, he is the best ref for the Raptors today. We win 63% of our games with Ben Taylor in history. We are 1-2 this season, much like with Mark Lindsay. We lost 2 and won the last one Ben Taylor ref. But meanwhile, he's got a way better record with the Miami Heat. They win 2 out of 3 of their games, 67% with the Heat. So the split is 63-67 for the Miami Heat with Ben Taylor, fuckface, hating Fred VanVleet motherfucker. Yeah, we don't like that guy. In some ways, him being in the crew today is like, all right, they're going to try and do some funny stuff. What are y'all trying to do? Just let things happen on their own merits. If the Miami Heat don't want to be in their situation, they can beat us without y'all's help. So I don't want to see any screwy shit from Ben Taylor, Mark Lindsay, or Jonathan Sterling tonight as far as trying to help the Miami Heat, because there's no reason to do that. They whooped our butt on Friday night by 20, and I don't really think you guys need to hold their hand. So if Ben Taylor's in Miami today to do anything screwy to the Raptors, why? What's the point? The season's over. We're eliminated already. Why would you do this to us? They can beat us on their own merits. If they can't, we deserve to win. So that's what I would say. So no screwy shit, Ben Taylor. I'm watching you just like I'm watching them for South Beach fun. Jonathan Sterling, number 17, is the third rep, the husband. That's right. He's the husband. 7th season out of Hampton, Virginia. He is married to an NBA ref, and he is the husband. His favorite TV show is Chappelle's Show. His favorite movie is Coming to America. He likes to listen to Drake. All right. He knows all about that thing. I hope you have that hotline bling because you can help us out, Jonathan Sterling. Please be a good ref today. His favorite app is Maps, and he most like to visit Australia. He'd like to dive with the sharks, and he is the break dancer. Now, see, he's a dancer too, Ben Taylor, except he told me what kind of dancing he does. He break dances. And honestly, I don't know what kind of stupid ass dancing you do, Ben Taylor. But if we're going to have a dance off between the referees at All-Star Break and the talent show, and it's going to be you doing your whatever, maybe you do Scottish Highland dancing or some bullshit like that. I don't know, country dancing. You do square dancing. Do you do fucking the waltz? What the fuck dances do you do, Ben Taylor? I know what Jonathan Sterling does. He break dances. And honestly, if y'all going to have a dance off, he's going to kick your ass. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's right. Jonathan Sterling is married to Lauren Holtkamp. The wife, the husband and the wife in the NBA referee life. That's right, Jonathan Sterling. We have a 1-3 record with Jonathan this year. So we won once this year and lost 3. Our record historically with Jonathan, he's the worst ref for us today, 45%. And the Heat are above. Once again, they win 48%. So this last split with Jonathan Sterling, the third ref, is 45-48 for the Heat. So all 3 refs statistically are favoring the Miami Heat today, guys, just so you know. All right, so there's your ref crew. Blech. Ben Taylor, gross. Gross, gross, and gross is what I'm saying. So you have Ben Taylor as a ref, bro. He's not the crew chief, though, but we kind of got 2 crew chiefs tonight with him and Lindsey. Yeah, I'd rather Lindsey take the lead and be in charge. But if you see Ben Taylor on the challenge mic, well, you know he's actually running the game instead of Mark Lindsey, even though Mark Lindsey's supposedly the crew chief. We'll have to see how this goes. We'll have to see how this goes. In some ways, it doesn't fucking matter. We're going to be done anyway, and regardless of win or loss. So really, in some ways, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. All right, let's start the chat with Trevor J., the commissioner of fun. Trevor J., he is always making fun things happen for this channel, including the Cosmic Car of the Box, the classic Cosmic Car of the Box. And I'll do that right now. Let's go ahead and get this done right now. We'll get this in there right now. Oh, whoa. I'm going to open it. I did not fumble the ball. I caught it. It's pretty crazy considering it's a square ball. All right, let's see. First card I'm going to grab from the front. Oh, ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Y'all be ready on this one. And this card is nice. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a foil card, and it looks cool. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's an awesome card of who it is, too. So, all right, let me start in the bottom, and we'll see who gets this first. Now, remember, full name. Do not write in the first name of this person. Do not write the last name into this person. You better have the first and the last name, because I ain't having no half-assing. You know, full acid always. That's right. All right, so here we go. Here it comes. And be quick because it may not be fat. And now on this card's up, okay? Who is that? Who is that? It's shiny, so it's hard to look at because it's a foil card. It's beautiful, honestly. It's a beautiful card. This is a card that I want to keep. I'm sorry. This one will not be available to you guys. I'm going to be keeping this one. That's not Michael Jordan. Look at the jersey, Chris. That's an interesting guess because in some ways this guy has part of that as his nickname. So yeah, in some ways that's an interesting guess because yeah, it's weird. Look at the jersey. Look at the jersey. The jersey's weird. Yeah, I can't believe y'all haven't gotten this that quickly. Seriously, where's my guys like Smooth Brown Man? They should know this. There we go. Chris got it. That's right, Chris. Of course. It's Andrew Wiggins. That's an Andrew Wiggins foil card from when he was on Minnesota. And it's beautiful. Isn't that a beautiful card? Look how shiny it is. And of course, he's wearing one of those weird green, lime green Minnesota Timberwolves jerseys they had back then. Yeah, back in the day when Andrew was on the Timberwolves. And this looks like it's a special foil rookie card. That's what I'm saying. That's an Andrew Wiggins rookie card. Oh, my gosh. That is good stuff. Yeah, Maple Jordan. You were mostly right. You thought this was Michael Jordan when you first saw it. Well, it was Maple Jordan, Chris. And you got 100 points, my guy. 100 points for Andrew Wiggins. Look at that beauty. Look at that beautiful card. I think it looks so nice. We haven't got very many recent players on the Cosmic Card of the Day. So when we see somebody like Andrew Wiggins, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Good job, Chris. MSJ, classic card of the day is yours, my guy. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying, good morning, Raptors family. On to the last game of the season. And I believe next season is going to bring back joy and happiness to us again. Let's go. Yeah, I hope so, Trevor. There's no guarantees in this life, but I like your sentiment. And of course, Trevor's going to the game today. He had a conversation with his wife, and they do not need to fly to the game. They're going to drive to the game after all. So, in some ways, it makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. But Trevor is going to our last game today to represent the RFF in person at Miami's arena as a diehard Raptor fan and part of our family here. So we appreciate you, Trevor J., being a representative for the RFF on the last day of the season in Miami. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying, I'm here in Miami getting ready for the early game. You go on then, Trevor, with your wife and have a good time at the game. Enjoy yourself. It's going to be early, and you get out and do the rest of your day afterwards because this is all going to be figured out soon. It's going to be a wild and furious 1 p.m. till 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. And when all the dust settles, the playoff picture will be settled. It's almost like a selection Sunday, except it all gets worked out on the court. And I really do like the format of how they did today, where everybody starts at the same time. 1 p.m. starts for all the Eastern teams, and 3:30 starts for all the Western teams, so that they can all be competing at the same time for the things that matter. And there you go. There you go. That's right. That's right. Dana's saying, good morning, everyone. Happy last game day. Let's try for the win. If we are not coming back strong next season, let's go Raptors. If not, we are coming back strong next season. Sometimes punctuation matters, so I better read that right. Yeah, I agree with you. I hope so. Once again, I know in this NBA world, let's not get too sure of ourselves on anything, and let's just take it day by day and hope for the best on everything. Because man, this year has been a little bit traumatic. Let's just put it that way in some ways. So we got to just take the good with the bad and really focus on the good and hope the good grows and grows and good things happen in the future. Yeah, it's a weird time for us. It's weird. This apartment I'm living in right now, I'll move out of soon. In the 4 years that I've lived here, the Raptors have steadily declined the whole time I've lived at this address. They came in here, they were they were really new champions. It was during the pandemic I moved here. And ever since the bubble, when I moved in here, it's been a bad scene. Bad scene. And gone every year's gotten a little worse. And that sucks. I wanted us to bottom out now. And now that I'm moving out, let's go on up. Move on up and start shooting back up. That's what I'm hoping. Cowboys here. Good to see Bradley. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Dap to you, Bradley, on this Sunday morning. I'm feeling excited and sad. Last game tonight on the tonight and on the off season. Let's go. Yeah, we'll start the off season on Tuesday. Tomorrow I'll do the reaction to the last game. And as Monique said yesterday, there will be exit interviews this week, and we'll definitely cover those and look at them. And we'll have all the off season content. Tuesday trivia, Wednesday wildcard Wednesday, Thursday think tank, Friday freak out, Saturday share the love club, and Sunday report, Monday moment. Yes, we will have all the stuff from last year on the channel. And I am going to try and shrink my times too also. So I may start telling you I'll cut off at 10 a.m. Just you have a half hour to comment on my show, and I'll read it. And then after that, well, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow to get your points in. Chris is saying, how's the weather in Miami? Still raining here. Yeah, it's a little rainy, but it's looking brighter today. And it looks like the sun's going to come out. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yeah, I think it's getting like that today. I mean, it's not bad. I like all the rain. The rain's really good for all kinds of stuff that's getting ready to grow. Let's grow. Yeah. Let's see. Cowboys saying, good morning, Trevor J. and Canadian Dana. That's right. That's right. And MSJ saying the coffee's tasting good this morning. Okay. All right. That's good stuff. It is an early one. 1 p.m. start. So get ready, y'all. Cowboys saying, before James comes in, can you scout Ariel Huckport? This is different. This isn't the same name you gave me earlier this week. So you've switched your request to a different player. All right. I'll go look at it. James is not here. You got in first. That's what I'm saying. It's just like on the basketball court. You want to beat somebody, get to the spot before them. So, yeah, you get into the spot first, Cowboys. So that's who we're going to scout today. Ariel Hufflepuff. All right, I'll figure out who this guy is somehow, some way. We'll write in the name, and we'll go from there. All right, Ariel Halawani. Is that his name? Ariel? No, that's the UFC guy. No, screw that guy. That guy's dumb. That guy's he's a reporter. What is it? Huckporty. Okay, that's not Helwani. Huckporty. German. Okay, let's see what this guy's all about. All right, we'll go to his Wikipedia first. Does he have a Wikipedia? Yeah, he does. Okay. Ariel Huckporty is a German Togolese professional basketball player for Riesen Ludwigsburg in Basketball Bundesliga. So he is playing in the German league that Dennis has a team in. Very, very interesting. He's a center. He's 22. He's 7 feet tall. He's 249 pounds. He's from Strassland, Germany. Yeah, all right. This is interesting. He's played professionally for a while. He's been playing professionally since 2018 in the German league. Also played some in the Australian NBL. Also, it looks like on his resume. So he's a professional, for a while already, and he's 22. So he's been a professional for 6 years. So he's been playing professional basketball since he was 16. Okay, that's good to figure out. All right, let's go YouTube this dude, Ariel. He's not the last mermaid now, is he? Come on now. I'm sure he heard that his whole life. Oh my gosh, you're gonna tell that joke over and over again? I am not the last mermaid. Come on now. All right, let's see. Okay, which one am I gonna look at? The NBL's next star on Ariel. I don't want to look at NBL. I don't think NBL, although it looks like his best highlights are all when he's playing for NBL. All right, well, just click the first one. No, let's do the yeah. Make a decision, Lex. All right, let's do him against the Cairns Taipans. Since we saw Cairns Taipans at the beginning of the season, Sporin Brothers and I went and watched them play the Raptors in preseason at the very beginning of the season. Let's watch Ariel against the Cairns Taipans since we played them. All right, let's see. All right, wait, whoa. You started too quick. All right, let's see. He's the big guy, right? He's the biggest guy on the court. Okay, I see him. He's coming out. He sets the pick. He rolls. He's flipped over, and he actually really nice roll because it was alley oop, and the passer threw it up high, and he got up there and threw it down. Not bad, not bad. Once again, this is NBL, so I don't really trust the defensive aptitude or techniques or abilities of these players that we're watching. All right, this guy tried to beat him, but he had a back door to get to get the easy basket. He recovered, turned around, and blocked him, and the guy got hurt when he fell down. Wow. That guy had an easy basket, and this guy turned around, covered so much ground, and blocked the hell out of him. That's pretty good, Ariel. I got to say that. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. And then his buddy helped him from behind, came and blocked the second one when he tried again. All right, let's see this play. All right, they're going up again. There's a block, and then he takes it up himself. Good recovery. So he's got an instinct to go get the ball off the boards on offensive rebounds. You know, he looks a little slow, Bradley. I'm going to say that. But we'll see. We'll see. Like, I don't like how he's running up the court. He's a little bit not of a get up and go kind of guy. This is interesting. He got in the way and deflected it, and then he did kind of run down that one, though. Okay, so maybe it's just when he feels like running. Let's see. All right, there we go. That's another big move in the middle. Nobody's as big as him, so that's too easy. If you can't do that necessarily in the NBA. And there's another good timing on putting stuff back. Like if the guy's missing the three and it's rimming out, he's right there to put it right back in with a jam. So he's good on timing with getting up and getting offensive rebounds and putting them back. It looks like that's definitely one of his strengths: lobs and offensive rebounds. And he does have shot blocking. So I don't know. I haven't seen him shoot anything from outside. And yeah, I don't know. This guy, I've never even heard of this guy, Bradley. You can bring me people that like are all blue. I've been scouting a little bit of the draft, but I had not heard this guy's name yet. So that's interesting. Bradley bringing the diamonds in the rough, I guess. I don't know. He's not horrible. The thing about him is I could see him getting even stronger because he's still kind of skinny at 22. I don't know. It's a weird one. All right. See, that guy just missed and it went really far out. That's crazy. All right. That's the end of the highlight. Ariel Huck-Porty. I won't say no because it's intriguing. And I don't think he's that horrible. That's just, I don't know. It's NBL. And when I watch their highlights, it's not even as, I don't even watch it like it's college. College is a little bit, some ways better. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say. But there you go. Ariel Huck-Porty, pretty good shot blocker. Great second effort guy. And I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think he would be great fit for us if we don't grab a center in the first round. Okay. Yeah, this guy would definitely be the first pick in the second round. I don't think that you put a first round pick on this guy that you showed me, Cowboy. Cheers to the Mug Brothers, Chris and Bradley on that. Yeah, that's good. Dana's saying good morning, Canadian Cowboy. And Chris is saying, yeah, Miami has to win this game. I can't watch the game, but would be cool if we somehow upset today, steal a win. Anything could happen. Well, in some ways, we're playing our season today. This might as well be our championship. You want to have some pride, Kelly Olynyk, RJ Barrett. Well, win today, even if nobody thinks you should or will because you got beat so bad on Friday. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe Darko's like, y'all played like so shitty in this way, and we got to do different on Sunday. Maybe there's adjustments. Maybe this team is better gelled today, and they actually complete their passes. and make their open shots. And that could very much help the outcome be different than Friday night. Now, going down a guy instead of gaining a guy back, that's tougher. We're going to lose it quickly from Friday's game, and he won't be involved tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Spoelstra is a very professional coach. He's going to have them prepared and really oriented to try and do what they need to do. We know Jimmy Butler is going to have his say too in trying to make sure things go a certain way. So I don't know. In some ways, I'm watching with my eyes wide open and not expecting anything. But if we can do this today, I would really enjoy it. In some ways, this is our championship today because we ain't got no postseason. So let's win on the way out. And it'll make me feel better, honestly. Jimmy said, I would love a win to close out the season. I'm with you, Pope of Positivity. Jimmy Pope, always good to see you, my guy. Yeah. Jimmy said, but it would also be nice to help Miami get the win to hurt the Sixers, and they could potentially fall to 8th if they lose tonight. Yeah, fuck the Sixers. Yeah, you got it, Jimmy. You're speaking to my heart there, my guy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give you a 3-pointer. You're now Muggsy Bogues 14, my guy. Number 14 was the number that Tyrone Bogues wore for the Toronto Raptors. I know, because it's sitting on my wall right here, and it's signed. Always good to see you, Jimmy, and I'm with you. I'm 100% on the same stance as Jimmy. In some ways, you know what we lose? That's how we win, is we screw over the Sixers. And I'm all about that, Jimmy, in some ways. But also in some ways, I kind of want to get this win, too. I don't know. It's tough. Either way, we can win somehow. Either way. I want it to be closer. I always say this. If we aren't going to win and it hurts the Sixers, that's great. But I want the game to improve from Friday. In some ways, that's the important thing when you're in a two-game series with a team, is you want to have a better outcome, at least either closer or beat them on the second game. So if we can shrink the margin of defeat and it could be very close, or we just straight up win, I'll be happy with that to a degree. Yeah. Cowboys saying Sunday, May the 12th is when the ping pong balls drop. Let's grow. Yeah, that's a bit of time from now. That's about a month from now. So, yeah, Lex is going to have to figure out a lot of content before then. This is going to be a long summer. This is going to be one of the longest summers we've had to endure on the Raptor Freak channel. And that means a lot of me making content up for the whole summer, because I will keep my streak going no matter what. It will be figured out, and I will get it done. It's just don't expect to have Lexathons all summer long. I really am going to try and cut down the time for next year. And maybe we'll have a habit of getting a really tight time for going into the next season. Maybe our show will only be about an hour or 90 minutes at the most. And in some ways, if we can do that, that'd be great. That would be great. I'm going to figure it out this summer. In some ways, that may be one of my goals by the end of the summer, is to tie down my time to get into more like 90 minutes at the max, if not an hour, if we can too. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. And thank you for letting us know what date it is, May the 12th. So it sounds like it's almost just exactly a month from now, on a Sunday, a month from now. All right, Bradley, thank you for the information. Let's give the man a dunk. Why not? Bradley's always giving everybody dunks. Let's give him a dunk. 51, Bradley. You got one in your absence yesterday. I didn't see you here, and people want to give you dunks. So you got a dunk yesterday. You didn't even know it. James is laughing that Cowboy got the spot before him. James does like to do the scout. And he's laughing at Cowboy for that. Hey, listen, everybody's going to get a chance. There's going to be a lot of players to look at by then. And I like that. I like this new segment. Honestly, it's kind of fun because it's like a reaction channel, like Sue's channel with music. Well, I'm reacting to draft prospects. And it really is a raw first-time look at these players. You're getting my first impressions when I look at them, because I do not pay attention to this kind of stuff other than when y'all bring it to me. Yeah, respect to James. All right, yeah, let's give James a dunk for laughing at Cowboy and making some comedy on the channel today. That's funny. All right, James is down the bottom. I should get this more oriented. 9. You got the Serge Ibaka 9, my guy. Serge Ibaka 9. I love it. Let's see. Jimmy's saying, anyone got someone they want in the draft? Yeah, Zach. I mean, I just like the idea. I know a lot of y'all are like, what? You just want him because he's Canadian, Lex. Yeah, that's part of it. But also, he's the most dominant player from college basketball. Why wouldn't you want that guy on your team? 7'4" sounds good to me. There's a couple of different reasons why I would want him, even if there's some suspicions about how his game will translate to the NBA. I've seen a couple of mock drafts actually put Zach at the first pick in the second round, where that could be where we pick him. If nobody takes a chance on him and he falls through the first round and he's the first pick in the second round, that could happen. the Raptors may go get him right then. I don't know. I have no idea how Bobby and Masai live on the moon. They're going to do the things that they do on the moon to make sure things happen. We don't know what the moon's like. So we got to let them just do their jobs in the conditions of the moon and how they have to. That means their GM jobs. That's right. Everybody thinks they know how to live on the moon, but they really don't. They really, really don't know what living on the moon exactly all entails. And it's not that easy just to be an NBA GM and you can snap your fingers and just make things happen. Oh, Dame Lillard trade, bing, snap my fingers. No, it's not like that. It's not that. That's not realistic. No, living on the moon. A lot of people just don't know. They just don't know. Cowboy wants to get Ryan Dunn. He's brought him up a couple times. When it's all over, Lil B, it'll be Ryan Dunn. You know, I don't know. He's been draft prospect on the board, so I don't know if he'll go through undrafted. But yeah, we did look at him, right? I think we did scout him. I don't even remember him though. That's not good. Let's see. Cowboy saying that's a nice card. Yeah, I like this card too. I mean, that is shiny and on the back, I'm pretty sure it's a rookie card because there's only 1 year on there. So this is like old school Andrew Wiggins. We got to think about how long has Andrew been in the league now? He's been in the league for quite a while. Yeah. James is saying Raptors ambassador. Hang on, it jumped ahead. Let me make sure I read it. Raptors ambassador dropped a crazy diss track yesterday. It's going viral. He's going after all the heavy hitters in the industry. Oh, Drake. Yeah, this is what I'm hearing. There's been a little bit of buzz about things. Like somebody said that he's the greatest. Somebody said, I think it was Lloyd. What about Lloyd declared on his Twitter this weekend? Scotty's one of his best friends. I won't say his best friend, but one of his very close friends, Lloyd. What about Lloyd? Twitch legend, and also friend of Raptor Freak family because he's talked to us a bit. He tweeted straight up that Drake is the greatest of all time this weekend. I'm like, wondering what's going on here. I'm not hip to all this stuff, but this is kind of cool, James. Whatever Drake's doing, I support. I might have to go listen to this afterwards and see what he's saying, who he's going after. That's interesting. He did a Cat Williams diss track. He's coming after people like Cat Williams did on that one show. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Jimmy's saying, obviously, SAR would be cool, but I honestly haven't really looked at the potential prospects. I got to do my research. Yeah, I've been trying to here and there. I think the ones that have really, really impressed me the most, well, one of them was Ware. Kel Ware is awesome. Oh, my gosh, that guy's good. I'm very big on Bazelis also. If we somehow, some way end up with Bazelis from the G League Ignite, that would be a really good thing. Some of y'all are big on Topic. I'm not big on Topic. Although Jovic, the way he's been playing against us this weekend, in some ways I'll look at Nikola Jovic, Nikola Topic. I don't know. Topic's smaller than Jovic, though. I don't know. I know Gerald's very big on Topic. He keeps bringing him up. My two favorite, my favorites are Edie, Kel Ware, and who did I mention just a second ago that I'm blanking on all of a sudden? I don't know. There's other guys like that Bobby guy was good too that we looked at. Bobby Klintman or whatever from Sweden. And there was a guard that I was like, yeah, this guy's pretty good too. I don't know. Buzelis. Buzelis is the other guy I was blanking on just now. Yeah. SAR may not be realistic. Although, this is a crazy thing, Jimmy. We have like a 9% chance to get the top pick in the draft. That's right. In some ways, if you think about it, the ping pong balls, well, if there's 100 of them, we've got 9 of them there. So, hey, one of those 9 of the 100 come out of the machine first, we got the number 1 pick in the draft. And that can happen. Seriously. That's one thing that people don't talk about. If you're in the top 6 or 7, you have more lottery balls than other people. And you have a chance to, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, that could happen. We'll have to see if we move up. That's kind of what we need to happen. If we just stay pat and another team moves up and jumps over us, well, we're in that 7th spot. And San Antonio is taking the pick this year. The press have talked to them. There's a couple of articles out, Michael Grange, Josh Lewinberg, talking about how the front office is really ready for either outcome. The Raptors front office is, protect the pick, don't protect the pick. Hey, whatever. We're ready for either one. And we're going to game it the right way, the positive way for us either way. Sounds like the front office and Lex are right on the same page. We're going to spin this to make this right either way. whether we got to give that pick to San Antonio or we don't. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, we'll have to find out. That's going to be very interesting for the draft lottery on May the 12th on a Sunday in about a month from now. We're going to have to find out. That's right. Let's see. Cowboys saying, have fun at the game, Trevor J. Thanks, Cowboy. Yeah. Have a good time today, Trevor. And get all that cheering out for the end of the season because you ain't going to be able to do it till the fall next now, unless you go to Summer League. I don't know if you go to Summer League. Maybe you will. Chris is saying, I am still very excited for the NBA playoffs. I can watch stress-free with no Raptors involved. And Lex, whereabouts, generally speaking, are you moving again? I have North Bay in my head. Well, in some ways, I don't really want to tell y'all exactly where I'm moving. I mean, in some ways, I really don't. Let's just say it's north of the city and it's in the green belt. I'll be moving into the green belt somewhere. And I'm just going to be out in the country, just kind of trying to keep to myself and not messing around with nobody. In some ways, I do kind of want to keep it private where I'm at exactly. But yeah, just so you know, it's somewhere north of Toronto, but not anything crazy north of Toronto. As I've said, I still consider myself a Torontonian even when I move out there because I can come back to Toronto very easily from where I'm at. It's just that I will not be considered in an urban space. Let's just put it that way. So I don't want to give you exactly where I'm at, Chris. Just because, I'm putting this out. I put out all my details and personal information all the time on this channel. In fact, the people who have come to my house, like Tom Duke and Isaac, know where I live in Toronto. But in some ways, I'm not totally comfortable with everybody who watches my channel just saying, oh, this is Alexa's address. Some ways I don't even know the address exactly. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. In some ways I have to keep some levels of privacy in my personal information not disclosed. It's probably best for my protection. Let's see. Cowboys saying we don't need to hope. We the North will. I repeat, we'll be back next year. Let's go Raptors. Yeah, there you go, Cowboy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mischief saying good morning, Lex. Who should we draft first, Kello Ware or Zach Edey? I think in some ways, Ware is the safer bet. Like for panning out in the NBA and being a real player for sure. There are doubts about Zach. I think that I'd love to have both players, but if you're making me choose, Mischief, I will pick Ware if it's an earlier pick and he's available. Because honestly, I really like the guy. I think that they're putting him in the late teens, but I think he should be higher. I have more faith in him than Klingon and a couple of the other ones. The media machine down there is trying to push. Of course, ESPN is going to push the hell out of Donovan Klingon from Bristol, Connecticut. Of course. Y'all don't understand that? This kid's a hometown hero for the city where ESPN is headquartered, Bristol, Connecticut. And, of course, it could be in some ways they're trying to get Klingon to go right to the Celtics because in some ways he's a national champion for UConn. And Yukon and Connecticut and all that's New England, right near Boston. So if you see Donovan Klingon somehow, some way on the Boston Celtics after this draft, I don't think they can, though. If they don't have any good picks up top, nobody's going to pick them from there. So maybe I'm wrong because I just logically reasoned out that it's not likely the Celtics will get Klingon. Yeah, I think that's right. Trevor's saying 26 MSJ and cloudy, 26 degrees. 26 down in Miami. Yeah, of course. Yeah, down there. Yeah, it looked like it was warm. It looked warm during the game on Friday night. These guys were sweating a lot. Did you notice that? It looked like it was hot in the Miami arena, and these guys were extra sweaty. I think that's just part of the motif of heat, the Miami Heat arena. Well, we're going to make it hot in here. I mean, it's partly Florida, and in some ways, it's like it can be a little hotter in arenas there if they don't have the good air conditioning running on and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right, Trevor, you're going to have to tell us the temperature in the arena when you get down there and say, oh, it is actually the air is on. It's nice. Why are these guys so sweaty? And, there's lots of pools of sweat all over the court. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. There was a little bit of that on Friday's game. Monique's here. Good to see you. Super fan. Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. And happy game day. Just battle. Go Raptors. Last one. That's right. That's all she asks. Put in a good effort. Battle, battle, battle. And if the outcome is for the Raptors, we'll be happy. We'll smile. But if it isn't, we'll smile still because we know the Sixers just got a little bit screwed over. Yes, that's right. Kareem saying, making my own awards today to cap off our roller coaster season. Okay, Kareem. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's see what you're doing here. I like this. He's saying the player that does not have that dog in him award goes to Jalen McDaniels. Well, why you got to kick him while he's down like this? He already got benched in the last game for a very poor game last week. Um, but yeah, these are what your awards are gonna be like. All right, this will be interesting. Does not have that dog in him. Jalen McDaniels. Congratulations, Jalen. Come on up and get your award. Kareem's got an award for you. Cowboys laughing about it. Kareem saying the best jersey swap award goes to Grady Dick. All right, Grady Dick, Grady Dick. Yeah, that's awesome. I wonder who the other nominees would have been. This was just Grady's category to win. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Anthony Black. Yeah, they talked about this a little bit in the Grange article about Grady Dick, about that jersey swap and his parents and how they reacted to it. That was very interesting. His dad's kind of like, it's just the last name. It's just the last name. It's kind of like the way he acts about it. It's like you guys are the ones who go even further with thinking that it's phallus or the male sex organ. It's just the last name. And his mom is kind of like, oh, he's just having fun. It's kind of like that. They literally think it's very innocent. But Carmen Dick did admit, my son is so funny. He's always wanting to make jokes. And that's kind of the official response from the Dick parents about the jersey swap. Just so you know, it's in the Michael Grange piece, how they reacted to their son doing the Black Dick jersey swap. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. Let's go. Keep going. All right, Bradley, we will. Mischief saying, I'm looking to replace my boat for a faster, lighter 5-seater jet boat since I got my 10-year boat license last year. I'm looking forward to this summer. Facebook Market kicks ass. Wow, this is out of the blue. Mischief, I did not know you were a boat person, and that's cool. You got your boat license 10 years ago, and you're looking for a faster, lighter boat. Very cool, a jet boat. Now, you're still down in Key West, or you doing this stuff up in Ontario somewhere? That is very cool, Jay. Very, very cool. I know you've been down there near Trevor Jay, down there at the end of Florida, near the Key West. So maybe you're down there still, and you're going to be riding your boat around down there. Kareem saying the player that bet on himself award goes to Jonte Porter. All right, that's a joke that has been used this year. Yeah, Kareem, I like your awards. I keep going with them. Keep going with them. It's I want to see if they get better. That's not bad. That's not bad. So you want an alley-oop for that, Cowboy? That's an easy one, man. That's kind of like, you know what that is? That is where Cowboy shot an alley-oop to Kareem, but the shot was so good that it went into the basket. The alley-oop was so good. And Kareem just touched it when it was going in. He just touched it. He didn't really dunk it. And he's technically going to get the dunk, but it was one of those alley-oops that was going to go in the basket anyway. You know the kind I'm talking about. And that's what this is. And it's only because that joke has been so abused in the last couple weeks since the Jonte scandal started. So in some ways, I'm like, yeah, Kareem, you're being a little lazy, recycling the joke of the week, but we'll give it to you because Cowboy is respecting you and giving you the alley-oop. So 117 for Kareem on that one. All right, let's keep going. Kareem saying the player that didn't want to stay but don't want to go award goes to Javon Freeman Liberty. Now that's funnier. I like that one because you're making light of the path of Javon this season. So I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. I'll give you a dunk for that one from me because I kind of like that one. That kind of touches on some of the controversy and stuff with Javon. I like that. Let's see. Cowboys got fire and stop, and is that Ariel the Little Mermaid? And there's a fire truck. Okay, and now you're talking about your guy Ariel that I just scouted. Okay, you think he's hot stuff? Is what you're saying. Cowboys saying, "Let's go fishing this summer, Mischief." Yeah, fishing. Let's go on a fishing trip, y'all. Let's go catch some perch. Yeah, I'm all about it, man. Mischief saying, "You got a fishing license, Cowboy?" Well, down south, I know in Florida, you could go to the tackle shop and just to pay $5, and the guy say, "Here's your fishing license, kid." So you can just go out there. It's not real hard to do it. I know at least it wasn't in Florida when I was a kid. And I got my fishing license one day right before I went out to fish. So I don't know. In some ways, if it's regulated up here, maybe you do have to go through a long process and you got to wait for your fishing license. But I know in Florida, they give you a fishing license pretty quick, right then and there. It's like, yo, you want to go fishing? All right, $5. Here you go. Here's your fishing license. It's just like that. I don't think it's $5 anymore. Inflation, everything's gone up in price. But who knows? Who knows? It may be not that much more than that. That's right. Yeah. I'll get one, Mischief. Let's go, Raptors. I'll get one too. I want to come with you guys too. I want to go fishing. Yeah, let me come with you guys too. Come on now. Let the Lex guy come out there in the boat too. I don't get seasick. Don't worry. I say that and then I'll go get seasick. David's here looking cool in the shades. Yeah, David's looking cool in the shades. He's ready to take in the last game today. Tom Duke looking cool with the Grady shades. Yeah, yeah. Grady's going to light him up today. I like that. Uncle David, dap to him. Sup, family? Good to see you, David. Cowboys saying Tom Dukey's in the house. That's right, Tom Duke. Tom Duke holding it down in Victoria, British Columbia. We are multinational. We are coast to coast. We're north, south, east, west. And Mr. West is Tom Duke in the British Columbia of Victoria, getting here early, 3 hours early. It's 7 a.m. where this guy is. He got here at 6:30. Look at Tom Dukey. And then we got Trevor down in Miami at the game tonight. We're covering all our bases. That's right. Where's Carla? We need Firebolt. She's on the maritime side of Canada over there in Newfoundland. So we got all bases covered here. We got to get a north person. Who's our north person? Like way up there north. I don't know. We'll have to figure out who the north person is. Yeah, we got to figure it out. We got all 4 points of the compass covered right now. That's right. Maybe we're just all the north because we the north. I think that's what it is. That's right. In Minnesota, y'all can say, "Oh, you think you're the north, but we're higher north than you, motherfucker. We're the whole country." And there's Canada north of Minneapolis. So you're going to say, "Oh, you're not the north. Minneapolis is further north than Toronto." Oh, I don't give a shit. We got fan base that stretches territory that goes north of y'all. So we the north anyway. Timberwolves with your bullshit trying to say you're the true north. Whatever. We are north of y'all. In Manitoba and Ontario, that is Toronto Raptors territory. And yeah, we the North. Okay, get it, understand it. That's right. Duke Rocks is here. Good to see last year's fantasy champion Duke Rocks is here. Let's see what he's saying. Dave, what do you think of the final day of fantasy? You have a chance. Looks like nobody of worth on my team is playing. Ooh, let's go look at the situation. The final day of our fantasy league. Somebody gonna get that championship. And that ring that Trevor J sent me for the fantasy league championship. We have a real little Larry O'Brien that's going to our Yahoo Fantasy Champion this year. And right now, it is very much looking like it's David Saborans. He can't fumble this. He's up by over 100 points. It looks like it's about 140 points over HC. A very valiant effort by HC all season. A very, very good dark horse player all year long. And he rose up and got the silver. But Peter's dominance over this whole entire season, even with his brother, is coming through in the end. Peter Saborin stars. Looks like it's going to be the goal winner. And then we'll look at the bronze game. And, well, I don't know, Duke. I wouldn't be too worried. You're at 710, and David is at 621. So he's got about 90 points to cover to catch you. And you say you don't have anybody worthwhile playing today? Well, we'll have to see how it goes. Maybe David gets some last day luck. Maybe he does some waiver wire magic, and he does come up and snatch it from you. I feel pretty good about you, Jason, though. Getting the bronze. And, well, that's not bad. You get a gold your first year playing fantasy basketball ever, and in your second year, you get the bronze. Jason, you are a natural at fantasy sports because he told me when he won, I went to bring him the Vince Carter signed Tar Heels jersey that he won for winning the season last year. And he told me, we're sitting on the subway, and Dukes says to me, he's like, I've never played this until this year. And you told me how to win, and I did. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's cool. Jason took my fantasy basketball advice, and he turned around and won the league. So, yeah, respect to Jason Dukes, one of the best fantasy players in our Rapid Freak family. And, yeah, well, WNBA season's next, guys. And we'll see if MK can repeat as the WNBA fantasy champion from last year. Meredith winning it. Well, that's the fun. The fun keeps going on. Commissioner is commissioning it, so we keep having fun. That's what it's all about. That's right. Good job, Jason. I think you got the bronze, man. David, you do it. That'd be impressive, but I don't know. Cowboys saying 100% Lil B calling you. Lil B calling you. Who's calling you? David's saying, yeah, man, I don't know. The last 3 weeks have been a mess. I have a chance. It's random. I've done what I could do. I let the chips fall as they may. He's happy with what he's done, and whatever happens, happens. It's just what can he do at this point? It's the last day of the season, and in some ways, everybody's playing, but, a lot of people are sitting that could have been helping him scoring some points. That's just how the end of the season goes. But in the favor of things is this is the most competitive last day in the NBA season ever in the history of the NBA. So it's more likely more of the mixed top stars are going to be playing today. So we'll have to see how it goes. It's not like a normal end of the season where there's a lot of DMPs for top guys getting rested. No, there's a lot on the line. So a lot of people are coming to play on the last day of the season that would not have in the last few years before that, before this play-in tournament. So that's kind of cool. Kareem saying the Eclipse Award goes to the player who comes around once in a lifetime. Goes to Gary Trent Jr. Yikes! Wow, that's dissing Gary. Yeah. I don't want to give you a dunk for every one of those. That's kind of a half dunk. I'm just going to say that. Jason saying, "Amen. Good luck." Yeah, amen. We'll have to see how it goes, Jason. And well, you guys won't have to wait too long. It's not like we have late games. All these games today are going to be done by like 6 or 7 p.m. It's in some ways I understand why the NBA does this. They have all these games earlier in the day and no night games on the last day of the season because in some ways they want to be able to present the playoff matchups in the evening. In some ways, they kind of want to capture some of that selection Sunday magic from the NCAA. That makes sense. It's like all of a sudden, yeah, they get all the games out of the way. Nobody has to stay up till like 11 watching a Portland games or some shit to figure out what's going on. Get them all done early, and in the evening, everybody kind of has the playoff matchups all set, and they can like kind of marinate on them and kind of look at it. Also, getting them done earlier in the day allows the facilities to get organized for when their games got to be this week, and they can understand how to schedule things and call people to work for their staff. So in some ways, getting the games done earlier in the day is helpful for the facilities of the arenas that got to get the games ready later this week without even knowing when the games are. There was a little bit of that kind of stuff in the middle of the season. Remember, after the play-in tournament, there were kind of 2 fill-in games that they had not determined that we didn't even know when they were going to be or where they were or who against. Well, that's kind of what has to happen with this. And that's why playing early, getting them done, even that little bit of extra hours of not playing in the evening can be very beneficial for what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I think that's part of it right there. Yeah. You too. Has been a fun final week. There you go. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed the fantasy basketball this year. I know the scoring system wasn't exactly perfect, but I am going to be taking notes and comment feedback on how this season was, and we will craft it better for next year to improve it so that it is a more enjoyable experience, even more so. I know it wasn't horrible, but in some ways, I want to do it a very different way next year. I think the head-to-head's good. I think that some of it is, but the scoring system was not right this year on there. It wasn't exactly right. In some ways, I messed around with it, and I shouldn't have. David told me, yeah, why did you do that? And we'll see. Next year, maybe I'll just use the Yahoo defaults instead of trying to do weird shit with what I think it should be. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. I want all the feedback from you guys. If you have a gripe or an idea or something that you think will make the Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League more fun next year, ears are open. And I will take your comments on that. Yeah. Smooth's here. Good to see Smooth. Makes sense. I would like to do something like that. Yeah, makes sense. G saying, I see the Tada truck all up in East York. Tada. Oh, yeah. Yeah, East York. You seen them, G, around the neighborhood? Well, Tada. It's the time of Tada. It's spring cleaning. And Bradley's very busy. Very, very busy. Sometimes he can't always be in the stream. For all your property needs, it's Tada. Cleaning Services, Inc. 647-833-6844. Franchise available. And Bradley can come to your house if you call this number, and he can help you with any odd job you need done. You clean up, moving stuff, doing whatever. That's what they do. Ta-da! 647-833-6844. Check them out, y'all. Ta-da! It's done. That's right. Smooth saying, don't disclose, Lex. Only immediate family and your intimate partners should know that info. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I worry about how open and loose I am with some of the information about me. But in some ways, also, I don't give a shit. If things are going to happen, they're going to happen. And in some ways, I'm the kind of person that, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, there are going to be opportunities for some of the Raptor freaks to come to my place. And that's because I trust them. And they're people that I've, been around in different ways. But overall, just disclosing it over the channel where any stranger could just click on it and watch it. Yeah. It's best that I keep it that way. But, within the inner circle, like Tom knows where I live right now. Trevor knows my address because he sends me things. And they've kept my address a secret. So in some ways, down the road, if Bradley and David, in particular, those two guys are coming out to my new place, I won't have a problem with that because I trust those guys and they've been around. Now, if Smooth came to a meet and greet and we got to hang out more often, you could come out there too. I'm not. It's not like it's a exclusive club. It's just more, who I've actually gotten to know in real life and been around. And Bradley's somebody I might really need help from Tada when he comes out there. In fact, I may use him in the way that I just asked y'all to use him. Is I might have to call Tada to come and help me do some jobs. So Bradley may be coming out there in an official capacity. And David's coming out there because he has a very, very keen interest in some of the new projects that I'm going to be working on out there. And he's going to be helping me with maybe, visualizing or maybe even bringing me some ideas himself about what's possible. And I'm interested in that. He's very much into composting and soil and plants. And that's exactly the world I'm going into right now. David has a very strong passion in some ways for this. And we didn't even realize that. So now it's kind of cool. In some ways, he's going to share some of his expertise and what he's done with what he's been growing and stuff like that. So, yeah, thank you, Smooth. And yeah, I don't know. I'm more than just the immediate family and my intimate partner will know. Close friends will know too. Close friends will know. Cowboy saying, gee, yeah, my twin is working today. I'm watching the game. Let's go. All right, so he's off. So if you call Tada, you'll get a guy who looks kind of like Bradley, but it isn't Bradley. And you may be like, he shows up and he's like, Bradley, thanks for coming and helping us out. It's like, I love you, man. Raptors freaks. Raptors. Yeah. And the guy's like, what? He probably knows about all this, Bradley's twin. So be like, yeah, Raptor freaks. Yeah. Maybe he'll even act like he's Bradley. Do you ever do that, Bradley? Does your twin ever like imposterize you? Like, I know twins do this kind of shit when they're younger and they may be like, kind of like, I don't want to go to class today. Will you go for me? You better pay me. All right, how much? You want to pay me $100? I'll go to class for you today, and I don't have to go. I'm sure you guys do that kind of shit. I don't know how identical you guys are as twins, but that would be kind of funny. Some guy shows up to do a job for somebody in the Raptor Freak family, and they're like, Bradley, how are you? And he's not Bradley. It's very weird, bizarre. Yeah, G saying, smart move, Cowboy. That's right. Stay home, watch the game on a nice day, on a Sunday, the day of rest. That's right. Dana's laughing. She thinks it's funny. Let's see. Kareem saying, I want to be a farmer, but I'm the best YMCA local basketball player goes award to Bruce Brown. That one's a good one. I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. I like that one. That one's pretty good. I want to be a farmer, but let me read this again. I want to be a farmer, but I'm the best YMCA local basketball player award goes to Bruce Brown. There you go. Yeah. And Tom's approving of it. There's Cowboy with a TV and a basket and a ball. Check mark. That's Bruce or Cowboy. Okay, either one. So, yeah, I guess that's true. David's saying, nah, man, that's basketball interference. Haha, no dunk. Challenge successful. No. If he just touches it, it's not in the cylinder, David. It's fair. That alley-oop that Cowboy threw to Kareem, he just touched it. He technically gets the points because he touched the ball, but he barely touched it. And it's not like it's a goaltend on your own team. No, this is not basketball interference. He got it before it went in the cylinder. He just kind of touched it. He didn't even direct it anywhere different. He just kind of grazed his hand. It grazed his hand. Yeah, G's saying the Carmen impression. Oh, you thought that was pretty funny? I don't mean any diss. Carmen Dick is an amazing person, has a great son, and has a very illustrious pro career herself. All respect for her. If I was if you think it's funny, though, it's funny. Now, let's see. Trevor's saying the player of the year for me is Malik Williams for being a bust. For being a bust? Man, why do you want to do that, man? I ain't giving him no player of the year. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know if I'll put him on the birthday chart at the end of the year. Like, do we really need to celebrate Malik Williams' birthday, guys? Really? Come on now. These other guys I'll put on there, Kobe Simmons, Jemias Ramsey, but I don't know if I'll put Malik Williams on the birthday. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick poll. Should we put Malik Williams on the Raptors' birthdays? Should we put Malik Williams on the Raptor Freak birthday chart so that we know when his birthday is? There you go. Start poll. All right, you guys can answer that as your leisure and let me know how you feel. Let's be nice, though. Maybe we should do it still, just because once a Raptor, always a Raptor. I don't know. I could say the cases on both sides. There's other really shitty, bad Raptors. We're looking at their birthdays already, too. because I took every single player from the history and put it on that calendar. So every single guy who's ever put a jersey on for the Raptors is on that already, and technically he fits because he's putting on that Raptors jersey now. So yeah, let's see. All right, let's see. No 70% so far. The quick look at it. All right, let's see. Monique is saying, "Sorry, Lex. Michael Grange article struck me on Gary Trent. Deep thoughts are okay, right?" Okay, she's talking about another article that came out on Friday. Grange has been prolific this week. He had a really long piece on Grady Dick. That's fantastic. He's got another one on Gary that came out on Friday. And this one is a kind of a murkiness about his future. In some ways, Gary expresses in there that he has no control over his destiny this summer. He can have his designs of what he wants to do. In some ways, he's not going to say he wants to come back to Toronto because he doesn't know if that's an option. Because in some ways, as Gary is saying, it's not up to him. It's up to whether they want him or not. And he's right. He's right. That's exactly right. Now, the thing I did like about the Grange article about Gary is they talk about the prices for the shooters that are free agents this summer, people like Grayson Allen. And, they're kind of trying to figure out what the worth is on the market for somebody like Gary. And they're looking at contracts that exist with players that play a similar role or output as Gary Trent Jr. And it's a lot lower than I thought he was going to be asking. Now he's portrayed or represented by Clutch. I'm worried that they're going to be greedy, that they're going to have some sort of crazy ass Fred VanVleet 43 million kind of bullshit happen, and we're just going to get priced out. In some ways, I don't want to overpay for Gary just to retain him. I think that that's very poor front office management. So in some ways, if he comes correct and it's a reasonable number, now this is the thing. They were saying stuff like as the mid-level exception is around 12 million a year. He's making more than that right now. Is there a possibility that Gary takes a pay cut this summer and sticks with us? Is some way that he actually just stays exactly where he's getting paid right now, and he's right around 17 million a year or something like that? I don't know. If he's not over 20 million, I will say resign him if that is possible. But because he's an unrestricted free agent and other teams are going to be throwing money at him, I don't think it's likely that he'll be under 20 million a year. So I don't know. In some ways, the market's going to dictate whether Gary Trent's going to be on our team or not. If somebody else is going to pay him way more than we want to pay him, well, he's gone. That's basically how it's going to go. And, they're going to take the most money. That's what they're going to do. That's what Rich Paul and Clutch and Gary will do. They're going to take the most money, just like Fred. And it's up to us. It's like last summer where Bobby said, we will pay Fred no more than 30 million a year. And Houston comes along and says, we'll pay you 43 million a year. Yeah. Clutch and Gary will go somewhere else. So that's really illustrating it right there. In some ways, Gary, listen, there are signs that we do really value him and that we will reinvest in him and get him on contract, that we will give him an offer that's fair. And he has a path to stay on the Raptors. Because we would have gotten rid of him by now. We cleared house so much this season that he had interest at the trade deadline, but we didn't move him. Now, whether that's being on the moon, the settings were not exactly right that day to get a Gary trade, much like maybe a Chris Boucher. That may be possible. Just because trades didn't happen didn't mean that they didn't try, is what I'm saying. Sometimes things just don't line up and they don't get to happen. That's another thing that pisses me off about Grange. Is he thinks that it's so easy to just make trades that like we should be blamed for not getting things back for people all the time. He's the one pushing this stupid ass lie that, the Raptors are always losing great players for nothing and through free agency. Yeah, I get it. In some ways, we lost some of this built up of our team by Fred just walking last summer. And in some ways, if Gary did the same damn thing this year, so be it. What can we fucking do, Michael Grange? This is the NBA. This is part of the business. This happens to all 30 of the teams to an extent. So I just don't feel like Grange should make it sound like such a doomsday sad thing or a fail that the Raptors continue to do over and over again. I hate that. And in fact, I fuck you, Michael Grange, for putting that in your article. So if Gary walks and we don't want to match that or like even try and compete with the offer he gets from somebody like the Lakers or whoever, I don't know who it would be. Maybe it's the Magic. Maybe it's somebody else that's got some money. Well, so be it. It's just going to be what it is. So, we'll have to see. That's a great article in some ways, but it's very up in front and honest. Gary likes being a Raptor. And in some ways, he will be back here if he can, but it's got to work out the right way. And the money may be the thing that fucks it all up. Watch. The money usually fucks everything up. And in this case, it might happen again. Definitely read the article, but have your eyes wide open and realize the part where I talked about just now, and also the real truth about Gary and his situation this summer is that once again, the Raptors have to offer him a contract. They may not. They're going to offer him a number, and he may be like, "Yeah, this is a joke," and we're going to go look for other places. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it all works out. We'll have to see how it all works out. Cowboys got the shades on. I like that. And he's saying, "Do you think Baji and Nwara make the team next year, Lex?" Well, I think that Abaji is under contract for next season. So let me go look at this. This is something I looked at the other day, and it's very helpful. On Basketball Reference, if you go to the Raptors team page and you go to the bottom of that page, don't go to the franchise index. Just go to the bottom of their page for this year. It will show you the current salaries and current contracts for the Raptors. You can click on a little thing that says current contracts. It'll expand and show you who's on what contracts for years. So Abaji has 2 team options next year and the year after that. So he's under contract for 2 more seasons, Bradley, if the team decides to take him on the option. Now the money's really good. Abaji is set to get paid $4 million next year. So I think that's very likely that's very good price for a young player that's doing what he's doing. So yeah, we're going to take the team option on Abaji. He'll be back. He's going to be back next year. And honestly, he could be locked down for the year after too, and playing for us till 2026. Now, Wara is a straight up free agent, and that is going to be determined by the market, just kind of like Gary. So it's not likely that Wara will be back completely, but he does like playing for us. The Buffalo bonus does matter. And he is historically a Raptors fan as a younger person. So once again, he's kind of like RJ and Kelly to an extent, that he had a dream in some ways to play for the Raptors, and he's doing it right now. So pinch him. Plus, we also know that Wara has Nigerian roots and that he's close with Masai Ujiri. So it could very well be that a lot of stuff's already been worked out with Jordan for him to return next year, because it's just kind of implied. And that Masai is like, I'm trading for you and I'd like you to be here. I've wanted you to be on this team for a while. And now that I've got you, I want you to stick around. So we're going to sign you this summer for a fair deal. And so we'll have to see, Cowboy. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Sunday. Last game of the season. It went by so fast, despite the trials and tribulations. Looking forward to the future. Respect to Fiercely Salsera, one of the great Raptor freaks in our family. We love you, Fiercely, so much. What a great year. We're going to give you a dunk. You're at 90 now. 90 dunks for Fiercely. Very, very cool. Yeah, and Duke's saying, I'm growing a bunch of pepper species this year. The scorpion, Bombay, lemon drop, charpita peach cross, weary, to name a few. Very cool, Jason. Well, this is cool. In some ways, the gardening and the plant growth stuff is going to intersect with this channel. And it's nice to know that there's more than just Bradley and David that have green thumbs that are trying to grow stuff all the time. Duke Rocks is also growing stuff. So this is definitely, hopefully you guys will enjoy the changes. It's not like I'm going to go full garden, but in some ways I do want to show what I'm doing with my projects, and I don't want to start a whole new channel. So I may like have a little gardening part of the show that maybe near the end. And so people who come for the Raptor stuff, it'll be all at the front. Like I know people want to just hear the injuries and the ref report sometimes. They don't stick around for all the bullshit afterwards sometimes. I will make sure it's front loaded with the Raptor Freak Raptor stuff, but there may be a little bit of a garden segment at times on certain days, depending on what I kind of want to show you guys possibly. So it'll be cool. We'll see. Cowboys saying, hang on, it jumped ahead. Where am I? I am right here. He's on the back of the flyer. He has a bigger nose. That's your brother? This is your brother? Seriously? That is your brother. That's Bradley's brother? Wait, why is he a realtor? That's your twin. Chris is saying, for the record, I didn't want to know where you live, laugh out loud. Just the general area, like if you're moving to Northern Ontario. Well, as I'll say, I'm just in the north of Toronto in the Green Belt somewhere. I mean, I'll say I'm south of Simcoe and north of Toronto. How about that? That's enough. South of Simcoe, the lake, and I am north of Toronto. Omari's saying, good morning, happy season's end. Hope this is the last season like this for a long time. Here's to that. Here is to that. Please. Yes, I'm with you, Mari. Mari, a great person in the community, realtor. If you need a place to rent or you're looking to get a mortgage, Amari Parsons is a realtor in the 905 Mississauga, and he can help you around the greater Toronto area. So look up Amari online. He can help you out with your housing needs. Always good to see Amari. Cowboy saying, good job, Dukes. Lemon drop is a great pepper to grow big yields. Also, check out the Sugar Rush stripy pepper. Yeah, I still got those seeds that Bradley gave me. I've got the Raptor Freak pepper species seeds, and I want to plant them. I may be too late. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I may just put them in a seed bank. That's what everybody's saying. Start a seed bank, Lex, then have a lot of seeds. And well, maybe that's where they'll go, because I think in some ways I'm gonna be so busy with the move. I don't know if I can get in on the growing season right at the beginning of it in spring, and maybe some summer crops I put in going into the fall. But I'm not going to get the jump on getting things done, and it's too bad because it's been an early spring this year, and there's a lot of extra time to grow this year so far. But I'm not ready. I'm still here in this room, and I can't start growing until I get out there. So I got a lot of things have to happen first before I can really get into the growing stuff that I want to do out there. And moving and transitioning out there is priority number one. Omari saying, Duke, I'm doing scorpion scotch bonnet and ganja. There you go. There you go. All right. We got a lot of people growing stuff all over the place. This is fantastic. In fact, every single person in this world needs to start growing plants more often. I think that in some ways, it shouldn't just be in elementary school. You get a little bean seed and you watch it germinate on a little paper towel, and that's all you learn about growing stuff. No, they need to have full-on community gardens at schools, teaching children how to grow food very young. This is the way we should be educating our children. In some ways, the big grocery giants like Galen Weston have fought to not have curriculum where people are taught how to feed themselves. And if the education system was really right, we would be teaching all our children how to grow their own food and take care of themselves. But they don't want that. They want us to have to depend on them for our food. So it's a big secret. They don't want us to learn how to grow our own food. So doing that is a rebellious act in today's age. So more and more people need to start converting their lawns to growing food. This is going to be more and more important. I may be the person ahead of things. And, other people will be slow to wake up to this. Well, they're going to be behind when the shit hits the fan and people cannot afford food from the grocery store because people got so goddamn greedy. So I'm just saying, take yourself out of it and you can make your own money by making your own food, growing it yourself. And that is a really important life skill. If you have children right now, teach them how to grow food now. I'm telling you, you will be doing such an important thing for them in the future. If the kids that do not learn how to grow things are going to starve later on, because there's going to be serious problems with food supply chain and growing prices of food. In fact, we're already seeing it and feeling it right now. It's not going to get any better, guys. So take it in your own hands. Learn how to grow your own food. And if you have youngsters, if you have children, you are not doing them a service by not teaching them how to grow their own food now and getting them used to it. This is going to become so important. I cannot tell you. I am not from the future, but I might as well be, because I can see what's going to happen. And it's not going to be good. And there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be able to feed themselves, and they're going to be in a bad place. So the better you can get more self-sufficient, even if you live in a city and you don't have a yard, you can grow your own foods indoors, inside. You can grow all kinds of stuff inside that you can feed yourself with. So I highly, highly saying to you, I'm shaking you, do it. Do what I'm saying right now. It's going to be so important in the future. I love hearing that Amari's growing stuff himself. Yeah, all you guys are growing stuff. This is awesome. Duke saying, I tried the Sugar Rush cream a couple of years back. It's the stripy. Is it the stripy one that looks like a candy cane? Yeah, cool. Yeah, Dukes, that's it. Good job, Omari. Let's grow, Raptor. Let's literally grow. Let's grow on the Raptors, and let's grow in our life with the food we're trying to grow. That's right. All right, Chris has got a music trivia question. Wait, where was the music trivia? I never saw the question. You give me the answer, Aaron Carter. I wouldn't have gotten that. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. Didn't he pass away? Let's see. Chris is saying, seems the overzealous censors decide the music trivia. Laugh out loud. The question was, what musician had a song about beating Shaq? Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. In some ways, you're making me look bad, Chris, with your very obscure music trivia. I mean, I'm not going to know everything about music. and coming at me with really weird, like, I'm not gonna know anything about Aaron Carter. Come on, man. So in some ways, I don't mind you doing it, but in some ways also it's not my favorite thing to do. Is because you make me look like an idiot, honestly, when you ask me these questions. Because I'm not gonna answer that right. I don't know who wrote that song about Shaq, and I would have gotten it wrong. So in some ways, yeah, if you want to ask me a question, you can continue, but it's not my favorite thing to do, honestly. I kind of regret saying that I would do that. I don't mind doing the Raptors questions because I have a fighting chance on Raptors history. But the wide range of genres and music and everything, I'm not gonna fucking know everything about music. All right, let's see. Duke's saying, Amari, I was going to do Scotch Bonnet this year as well, but he didn't have room for it. I have seeds for about 30 species of peppers. That's awesome, man. You guys are cool. You guys are cool. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what my staples are going to be out there, what I'm going to grow, and what I'll be able to realistically be able to grow and feed myself and eat that I like. There may be some certain crops that I'm really good at that I'll be like, yeah, I'll eat this all the time. I like it. We'll have to see. Cowboy saying, but you don't have the Raptor Freak pepper. I'll hook you up next year. Yeah, you guys got to get this from Bradley. I have it. He gave me some seeds last year. So I'm going to definitely, it's a purple pepper. It's very hot. And he named it after our channel. So it's kind of cool. Monique saying, I'm glad you agree with me at some point on Gary not being too sexy, though. Yeah, this is something that Monique brought up in the comments yesterday in our Facebook chat. She said that in some ways Gary is not the sexiest player. And now you look at Gary and you're like, wait, what are you talking about, Monique? He's very attractive to the women. He's a very attractive, sexy guy in a lot of ways. But no, what she's talking about is his game. In some ways, Gary is a very good shooter. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, but he doesn't do jack shit otherwise, other than maybe a few steals, and he's a good defensive player. But most of his game, like what I said in retort to what Monique said, because I agree with her, his game, his bag as a player is not totally sexy, is that he needs to consistently contribute in one of the other categories every single night. Like if he could get regular rebounds or assists every single night. I mean, the steals are kind of the irregular every night thing for him. But I really wish he would broaden his game. We see Emmanuel getting a ton of rebounds and doing everything all at the same time. Why the fuck can't you do that more, Gary, on a consistent level? I don't know. I just want him to add more than just like 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 for 7 from 3, like he did on Friday. In some ways, if he could flesh out his game more complete in other areas with stats, his game would be more sexy, is what we're trying to say. Yeah. Mari's saying, I need the Scotch bonnet for my jerk sauce. And when I make curry chicken, I got everything in my backyard, though. Green peppers, green onion, squash, tomatoes, cucumber, kale, thyme, basil. There you go. Amari is doing it right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. This thing's, he could go to the grocery store and try and get some basil or thyme or something, kale. Then you'd be like, holy crap, this is crazy, the price on this. Well, I grew it myself. And that's the thing. That's why the grocery stores don't want us to fucking grow stuff. In fact, they've done devious shit to try and stop people from being able to feed themselves in the yard. In some ways, they want the death of farms and people's home gardens. In some ways, some communities have outlawed people from being able to grow stuff. It's fucked up. Fight against that shit. Everybody should have the freedom and the right to grow their own food. And this may be a fight and a struggle that people need to do. In fact, they'll do insidious shit and they'll try and hurt seed stock and stuff like that so that people can't grow anything from stuff. Or there's even really fucked up ways that they can try and hurt people from growing stuff in their own yards by making the environment not very good for it to happen, whether it's the increasing heat or whatever, toxins in the air from emissions or whatever. In some ways, there are powers out there that don't want people to be self-sufficient, and they want them to very much have to depend on them, so because that's their cash cow, and they're how they're making so much money. So people, more and more people start growing their own food, and they're not going to the grocery store, their profits go down. So they're going to do things on the top to try and discourage people from growing their own food, whether it's bullshit information about, oh, this, and this, or not even allowing people to learn it in school. You know, Galen Weston could pay the school boards across Canada and say, you guys are not teaching people how to grow food. You are not teaching young children how to grow their own food. No, because we need them to be self-reliant on us. We need them to be reliant on us. They cannot be self-reliant. So that's something we got to understand this. And this may not be in the mainstream or talked about a lot, is the battle over food is going to be very, very paramount and important in the next couple of decades. So arm yourself with the knowledge and the ability to do it and grow it yourself. And I love hearing all y'all are like this already. And in some ways, I'm behind. I need to learn from you guys. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. I may have to ask you guys. You guys are like a hive mind. You may be able to help me with some of these things. There may be a poll one day to say, Lex, should Lex do this in the garden or in this? And you guys will answer and help me. Or maybe straight up give me the advice because you know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. No, 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 no. Yeah. Duke's saying it sounds interesting. The Rapper Freak pepper is very interesting. Yep. Chris is saying, I find peppers need to be grown next to a brick wall of a house to keep the soil warm. That's key. That's a really great little tip right there. So he's saying grow them near a brick wall. It'll help them keep warm, the soil. That's cool. Amari's saying or oregano, rosemary, parsley, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, sage, watermelon, cabbage. This man's got it all back there. And in some ways, he's really smart to be growing his own food and not paying for it at the grocery store. I'm telling you right now, this is a very big battle that's coming up for every everyday citizen. So everybody starts growing their own shit. We take some of the power away from them. In some ways, you know what we do? We grow our own food, and you know, if we have too much, we share it with each other. We go to farmers markets. You get into a co-op with other people that are growing stuff, and all of a sudden, you can cover things for each other. And you know what happens by a byproduct is this will force prices down. Yeah, these motherfuckers been monopolizing our food and driving prices up and sticking it to us. They're downsizing shit, shrinkflation, paying more for less, all this bullshit. Well, you want to change that, grow your own damn food, and they will scream uncle at one point. Nobody's going to the grocery store to buy anything anymore because they're making their own food. Well, their prices will have to come down to be more attractive to people at the store, to come buy it from the store. So this is a way we can do this to fight them from being so fucking greedy in the grocery industry. This is the way you beat them. You make your own food and you don't need them no more. Well, they got to fucking lower their prices. There you go. We'll strong arm those bitches. That's right. More and more people get the information out. You're not going to hear mainstream voices telling you to go grow your own food. No, you're not, because these motherfuckers get paid by Galen Weston to say, no, don't tell them. Don't tell the secret. Don't tell people that they need to be growing their own food now. Well, I'm going to say it here because we know I ain't fucking under no motherfuckers like that. No, I'm not. That's right. Let's keep going. Cowboy's saying our peppers are the best fruit on the planet. Yeah, they are fruit. That's right. G saying dinner at Amari's house. Yeah, he's got everything in his backyard. Sounds like, yeah, big yard, Amari. Well, he is out west. There may be a little bit more real estate out there. Alley-oop to G. All right, we'll give G an alley-oop. Yeah, very interesting discussions today. We always have some sort of theme, and today it's about being self-sufficient with your food and growing it. Tom Duke saying potatoes and vine, indeterminate, tomatoes, easiest and most useful. Yeah, potatoes and tomatoes you can grow together. You can actually, I've been seeing all these really cool setups where you can put them like in a bale of hay. These are the people that grow in a bale of hay. You put a bale of hay and you put your potatoes in the bale of hay, and you got your tomatoes growing out the top, and the two plants actually help each other. The potatoes and the tomatoes, you can actually grow them together. Yeah, those are very good crops, and those are definitely two crops I'm going to try and do. I did potatoes last year, not with very good success, but you got to start somewhere. But I did grow potatoes out there last year, and it was what it was. In some ways, we learned some things about the soil out there, and probably going to need some raised beds. So it is what it is. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to get it right. Watch, and I'm going to be a badass. And the fun thing is y'all going to get to see my journey. I'm basically a novice. I'm basically a beginner in this world. In some ways, I wish I'd gotten the training I described earlier at school about how to grow my own food. Well, better late than never. And I'm going to get in there, and y'all might see some crazy stuff. That may be very gratifying because you know how Lex came in as a beginner on this. And then like in a couple of years from now, y'all will see me doing some crazy stuff. I've seen this on garden channels before, and like different channels that YouTubers do when they have a property and they're doing constant things to it. And they're like, look at this. This is what it looked like in 2020 when I came here. And now look at it now in 2024. You know, that kind of progress and stuff, you're going to see it. And it's going to be rewarding and fun for y'all to watch too. So it's going to be an interesting kind of process and journey that we're starting very soon this summer with what I'm going to be doing out there. So it's going to be fun. Davis, thumbs up. He's all about coming out there and helping me out and checking out the property and seeing what I got to work with. Tom saying, I'm hoping to plant my tomatoes outside today and hang out with my new puppy and watch the Raptors get a W. You got a new dog, Tom? That's awesome. Tommy's got a new dog. Scotty's got a new dog. Cece, what's your new dog's name, Tommy? I want to know. I want to know. That's so awesome. You got a new dog. That's cool. Yeah, and watch the Raptors get a W. I'm all about that. Amari's saying not that big bit optimized for gardening. You see, he listen. This is the thing. He doesn't have a huge yard. It's just that he understands how to use his space, and he is utilizing it very well. That's the other thing is you don't have to have a whole lot of room to grow stuff. And think about this. Even if you don't grow a whole lot or you're not that successful, you've got to start somewhere and get better and better at it. And then also, that is still a percentage of what you would have spent at the grocery store no matter what. If you can't be 100% self-sustaining with your own food that you grow, every percentage you can get higher towards 100% is better and better and better and better. And it sounds like Amari's got a lot of experience using his space and getting the most out of it. And I love that. Amari, I'm going to give you a three-pointer because I love your part in this discussion today. You really seem like a good leader on this discussion. It's just like Bradley. And I love it. 10. You got the DeMar DeRozan 10, my guy. 10. He's got number 10. Dunks. Yeah. Sounds like a great day for Tom. Totally does, David, doesn't it? You got a little puppy. He's going to put some tomatoes in the ground. There you go. There you go. Cowboys saying there's always time to grow. Lex, it's never too late. That's right. That's right. And I've got some decades still to live. Well, this next phase of my life is going to be very oriented around my green thumb. And I'm going to be very much paying attention to all kinds of stuff. And yeah, it's going to be very fun. Very, very fun. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's grow. Literally. That's right. Y'all keep saying that. It's going to be a truth. That's right. Omari's saying, yes, sir. Dinner on me. Hey, I'll come on over. You let me know. I'm coming, Omari. I'll come out west and say hi. I'm going to have a vehicle soon too. So I may be able to come out there and see you easier now after I have a vehicle very soon. Cowboy's saying, and yes, my twin is a realtor also, Lex. We do everything. Ta-da. Omari, if you need help, call us up. So I've always thought this was some other dude. I've done the advertisement on this side just for fun. And I never realized that's actually your twin brother. Okay. I was like, who is this guy? Who's this guy right here? That's kind of, I guess I can kind of see that he looks kind of like you, Bradley. Although if he showed up at my house and it was like, he told me he was your twin, I'd be like, okay, I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I didn't know. That makes sense that you guys would have it on the same advertisement, both the businesses. That's right. Good stuff, Cowboy. Tom Duke saying, I would have guessed, hang on. Why did it jump? Hang on. Wow, look at all the growth in the stream. You guys wrote a whole bunch of stuff. Hang on. Where am I? I would have guessed Big Country Reeves. What, on the card? No, wait, I don't understand. Beating best. In the music trivia question, beating Shaq and rapping about it. Yeah. I vaguely remember that Aaron Carter. But the other thing I have to say, Chris, don't ask me questions about bad music. I'm not gonna know it. Luscious Jackson was a good question the other day, and it was basketball related, which was great too. This one, and I know this one's basketball related too. So you're kind of trying to tie the basketball in. Okay, I get it. I guess that's good. Chris is saying, Lex, there's more than enough food. People was all overweight. This will not be an issue in the future. And trivia is NBA related. If you don't know, big deal. Being right isn't the point. Okay, all right, Chris, it's all good. All right, always kind of contrarian. All right, this is what I'm gonna say. You're wrong on the food stuff. The climate change is changing, and what's going to happen is not only are they getting rid of farmers, they're really trying to become more gross with like huge mass farming by huge corporations, and there's all kinds of really bad ways they cut corners. Well, it's a problem, and in some ways, the climate change is going to change. It's going to be harder to grow things. I'm telling you, this is the damn truth. It's going to be harder and harder for people to get food and feed themselves. And I think saying that, oh, there's not going to be any problem with food, you're crazy, because all experts are saying this. There's all kinds of people talking about this, and the direction we're heading with the temperatures rising, this is going to happen, Chris. So in some ways, it's irresponsible to say that you think that there's always going to be enough food. That's not true. And the problem is that a lot more of the food that's out there is manufactured chemical shit that nobody should be eating anyway. So we can say this, and you're saying there's too many people overweight. It depends on what you're talking about. There may be too many overweight people in certain places in the United States, but it's not really a symptom of them having too much to eat. It's about unhealthy food they're eating and a lack of exercise that causes why they're too fat. So if you keep yourself in shape, it's not a problem. But yeah, there's not enough food, and honestly, that's misinformation you're saying right there. Everybody should start growing their own shit. Just trust me on this. I make a lot of predictions about the Raptors and basketball, and I'm right sometimes, and I'm not. This one, I'm gonna bet on this one. I'll put my reputation on this. It's very smart for people to get more inclined to grow their own food because the world is changing. The grocery prices are already high. There's a very high reasoning to do it, obviously, because you don't want to spend so much at the grocery store. So I think it's irresponsible to say that you think there's always going to be enough food. Well, is that food going to be made in a chemical lab? And in some ways, is it actually natural or good for us? Do you want to trust the chemically made lab food, or do you want to trust something you grew with yourself with your own damn hands and put in the ground? I'm just saying, it's your choice because at some point they're not going to be able to feed everybody, and there are going to be people that starve, just like the people are starving in Gaza right now. That is going to happen on more of a global scale. It already happens on the down low in all kinds of places where people just don't give a shit about, where people are dying of starvation. It's just going to be more commonplace in areas that we're not used to seeing. Let's just put it that way. There's already on the down low a starvation problem in the United States, and it has to do with lower income people and kids that just don't have enough to eat. There's definitely malnourishment and malnutrition, and not enough for some of the people to eat because they're just not getting it. That's why they have school voucher programs with food, be able to go get school lunches, because a lot of these children are not getting fed. And there is a lot of this problem in this world. So let's not act like it's not a problem. Now, you're right. I just caught it that those were all basketball related music questions. I'm just saying, in some ways, it's like this is my show. In some ways, I did ask if you guys want to do questions, but in some ways, I don't want to do this anymore. Seriously. I write trivia questions. I work very hard on it, and I do it. And I'm going to do it this Tuesday. So be ready on Tuesday morning at 9:30. I'm going to do rapid free trivia. In some ways, I really well crafted and stuff. But yeah, I mean, in some ways, whatever you're gonna do. In some ways, if I choose, I'm like, I don't want to read this, I won't read it. Mari's saying, Cowboy, we will definitely work together real soon. Awesome. Like either growing or on this stuff. Who knows? Maybe. That's cool. I like the networking. I like the ability to connect and see people work with each other. That's awesome, Amari. Always happy to see you, guy. Always happy to see you. Dana's saying, I grow weed and all my veggies in the summer. I hate buying veggies at the store. They're always garbage. There you go. There's a lot of joy in it. There's a lot of fulfillment in seeing the fruition come to what you get and being like, you know what? Wow. There's a lot of pride in that. And, you get to see growth and there's a joy in that. There's a joy in gardening and growing things. I know Cowboy knows about this very much, and Omari for sure. Yeah, I like the Dana grows too. Trevor's saying Raptors sign Malik. What? All right, let me go. There's only one game. Come on. This 10-day ran out. But I guess they went ahead and they signed him. All right, where is it? I want to see the official word. I don't see it, Trevor. Maybe it's not even that important. I mean, the end of the season today. Come on, man. Is it like really that much more? I mean, did they have to sign him for a 1-day contract or something like that? Because the 10-day ran out just before this game. I mean, I get it. They need him just to have the numbers of players to be available. But still, I mean, is this really like a big news story? All right, let's see. Cowboy saying, Dapto, Omari won't let you down, family. I like that. I like that a lot. Chris is saying the trivia is about having fun and maybe learning something for all of us, not proving you wrong in some way. Laugh out loud. Just to have fun here. So much for that. Geesh. Yeah, it's just in some ways you're making me look bad, guy. I was on the radio for like over 10 years. I do know a lot about music, but once again, there's so much in this world about music. It's really hard to know. There's a finite knowledge of Raptors in some ways, and I can know all that, but in some ways I can't know this. It is what it is, Chris. In some ways, it's like it is what it is. Okay, Amari's saying if everyone on the Raptors roster was a fruit or vegetable, what veggie would they be? Scotty is lettuce. This is a weird one. I don't expect this kind of thing from Amari. Kind of doing a fun like food, which Raptor is what food. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna give you a dunk, Amari. That's interesting that you brought that up. You got Isaiah Thomas 11. You're moving up quick. All right, and let's see. Chris is saying, I don't know, man. What's this food conspiracy now? This is not food conspiracy. I don't know if you get paid by big grocery giants or something like that. This is not conspiracy in any kind of way. Why do you think this is conspiracy? This is not conspiracy. You can't see the trend of how the world is changing as far as with its climate. You can't understand that in the middle of the planet around the equator, there's going to be a dry, dead area where nobody can grow jack shit, where they could before. You don't understand how supply lines for food is going to get bad and like in the next 50 years, and a lot of people are going to starve, and this is going to be very bad. You don't understand this? Okay, Chris, you don't have to be in on it or understand this. You can call me a conspiracy theorist on this, but that's not what this is. This is the truth. And I don't know, maybe you can go do research on this a little bit more and talk about projections with climate change and how they will affect food supply, because there's a lot of people talking about this, and this ain't no conspiracy theory, because I hear Bo the Fifth Column talking about this, and he don't follow conspiracies. He's very much about the truth and also about survival. And all I'm doing is echoing things that Bo the Fifth Column is saying about things with food also, that is much smarter for people to start growing their own food right now and get used to it and get good at it, because there's no telling. Food insecurity is going to be a problem, and food prices are going to rise. They're not going to go down unless we start growing our own food. In fact, what I was just saying about lowering the food prices is smart. If more of us just got more self-sufficient and they didn't have as much people coming in their store, they would lower their prices to be more attractive for people to come back. What is not a win on this? You against people being self-sufficient, Chris? Because that's what it sounds like. Why do you think this is a fucking conspiracy theory? There's nothing conspiratorial about this. Do you think it's a conspiracy theory that there's going to be food problems in the future? No, that's the damn truth. If you think that I'm pushing some sort of conspiracy, that's not. Why the fuck is Bill Gates buying up all the land where you can grow food on? Because he wants to game, in some ways, he wants to game that part of the market to make even more profit, because he can see the trends and how things are going. Why are very much rich people buying up huge parts of land where they grow food right now? Because they're trying to strong arm us and make us have to pay out of our ass just to survive and live off of food. If you not noticed that they have commoditized and capitalized on all the basic needs and necessities to be a human being, as far as your house, your food, everything now, they're not like just things, oh, you should have this because you're alive, and oh, you should be able to live. No, they don't give a shit. They don't buy up all the housing market, the corporations, and nobody can buy a house and nobody has anywhere to live. And I've seen the whole way that this works. It's messed up. It's messed up. They're not building affordable housing. It's driving up the prices, and it's all fucked up. So that is a problem. Housing's a problem, and food is going to be a problem in the future. Trust me. Yeah, you going to call me a food conspiracy? Fuck you for that, Chris. Bullshit. Bullshit. And in some ways, if you're part of the misinformation coming the other way, fuck off. Seriously. Cowboy saying, I'm excited for you, Lex and Adriana. Have fun up there. She's not coming with me. I told you that. You said to her when you saw us, oh, you're going to have fun up there. She's not coming up there. She's a city girl. She can't live in the country, bro. So I'll go and visit her and see her just like I do now. But she's not going to live out there with me, Bradley. She just won't. She cannot. She has to live on TTC. So tough decisions have to be made down the road. We'll see how things go. If it's going to work in the transition going out there, we're going to continue to see each other. But there may be sad decisions made, because we're just not seeing each other as much as we did while I was down here. So, I mean, we don't even really see each other that often. I haven't seen her in like 2 or 3 weeks right now. So it's just like that already, Cowboy. She's not coming out there with me. You said to her, oh, you're going to have fun out there. No, she's not. She's a city girl. She won't come to the country with me. David's saying Scotty is not fucking lettuce. Give him spinach at least, more nutrients. I love that. David's feistiness about the food that Scotty is hilarious, that he's that upset about that. Seriously. All right, let me see. Where's David? 83 dunks for David. All right, good stuff. All right, let's see. Mari's saying true to that. Trevor's saying, everyone have a good day. Talk to you guys tomorrow. You too, Trevor. Have fun at the game. Talk to us in the chat if you can while you're at the game, and let us know what you're seeing from the inside, my guy. And hopefully the guys show up professional and they play a good thing. This is what I remember what Darko said, guys. And this is what I want to talk about yesterday. Darko in the game after the Miami game on Friday said, nothing is for sure. Nothing. Don't take anything for granted, Raptors, like this weekend. He's saying we're professionals. We're playing till the end of the season. And in some ways, I'm watching y'all. And if you guys are not, if you're taking things for granted, you think, oh, I'm in the NBA and this and this. If you're not working hard, well, you're not going to be around here, is basically what he said. So he warned the guys on Friday night that we're finishing this season in a professional way. We're going to try and play this. We're not playing this half-assed or just going there. We're going to go and finish the season exactly the right kind of energy the whole season that we've had. And that in some ways, he's warning these guys. If you think you're taking things for granted, well, you're going to get a sad reality about the NBA and how hard it is to be in this league. I think he was specifically talking to the 905 guys and the 10-day contract guys and even the guys who may be kind of dubious about whether they're coming back to our team next year in free agency. So he's saying, yeah, no, don't take anything for granted. And in some ways, this is a hard league to be in, and none of y'all are. Yeah, you need to fight for what you want. That's what Darko was warning them about on Friday night. Let's see. Tom's got a whole group of all kinds of cool stuff. He's got an eggplant, some strawberries. He's got a raptor, some butterflies, a snail, the ladybugs, a bee, a tree, a leaf. Looks like some wheat, some sort of flower, inchworm, a worm, mushroom, onion, broccoli, chard, pepper, corn, and that little face and me. Popeye Scotty, because the spinach. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Amari Parsons said Grady is eggplant. All right, Amari, you're gonna get a 3-pointer for that, man. That is funny. That is funny. That's a very creative dick joke right there. That is a very creative one. I have not seen that. You got the Muggsy Bogues 14 now too, man. You got the Muggsy Bogues 14. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Cowboys laughing about it. David saying Boucher is a carrot. I'll take that. That's pretty good, David. I'll put that. We can put Boucher as a carrot. All right, David, you can get a dunk for that. That's good, pretty good. 84. 84. All right. Mo's saying, hey, Lex and Rapid Freak Crew, did anyone see Max Holloway with the Larry O'Brien? You mean like whatchamacallit, Scotty's old friend, Max, who used to film stuff for him? I'm not sure who that is. I didn't see what you're talking about because I haven't seen the Larry O'Brien. RJ is definitely a potato. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Cowboys laughing. Tom Duke's saying, let's go Raptors. Have the best day. There you go. And Mari's saying, Kelly gives me corn on the cob vibes. You guys are funny with this. I did not expect that y'all are doing like the Raptors if they were vegetables. This is silly. Yeah, Maisie. So sweet. Cowboys saying, Tom, see you at 1, bro. Gary TV, if anybody wants to jump in. Oh yeah, because your brother is live streaming during the games or something. Is that what you're saying? He's doing live stream reactions to the game. That's right. Oh, Gary TV. All right. Tom's saying lots of pee. Lots of pee. David's saying, oh, Gary TV. I'll check it out. All right, cool. Tom Duke's saying for sure, Cowboy. Isaac's here. Good to see Isaac Campbell. I'll send you perennial flower seeds that attract bees in the mail when you move. Pollinators, let's grow. I am all about this already. In fact, I've already got a section of the yard that's going to be completely wild that I don't mess with. And in some ways, I've been telling my mom I'm going to throw a bunch of wildflowers out there because when she comes to visit, I want her to have a really nice view of like just beautiful color. So we've already kind of started this project, but I will definitely take something you got sending to me, Isaac Campbell, for sure. If you're gracious enough to send me some seeds for that. But yeah, I put some black eyed Susans in last year, and I was gonna go and get just native wildflower seed and kind of just throw it naturally all over this one area and just see what happens. I wasn't gonna mess around with that area too much. I might go in there and get the buckthorn out. Yeah, buckthorn. We were talking about that a lot last summer. And I'm gonna go fight my war with buckthorn still to a degree. But yeah, that's cool. And I definitely have like a pollinator half of the. It's like not even. I don't know. It's about a third of the property that I'm gonna that is kind of gonna be more just like natural and just let it be. There's gonna be an area where we're gonna have a garden and possibly a greenhouse, and then there'll be a raised bed area. And I even have like an area where I want to start grafting trees with making them apple trees and stuff like that, and an orchard, kind of like growing some trees and stuff. So it's kind of falling into place, the different parts of where things are going to be out there and stuff. So Cowboy saying, oh, Gary is my stepbrother. David, be nice. Okay, so oh, Gary is your stepbrother. It's not your twin brother's working. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Let's see. Why did it jump again? It always jumps. I hate that. I wish it would just get to stay on the spot. All right, let me see. Okay, Isaac's got a tractor. Dana's saying, I haven't been on Gary TV in a hot minute. Okay, yeah, everybody's going to be there. I don't know if I'll be in there, guys, just because I want to do a couple things during the game while I'm watching it, too. Tom's saying he knows basketball and is hilarious. Gary. All right, I'm going to have to check him out next season. I don't know if I'll be in there today, though. David's saying, I'm always nice unless someone's an asshole. All right, David. Yeah, I could see that part of David. Yeah, I know, brother. Carlos saying that's been my plan too. Sell my condo here, then buy some land back home. We'll be watching your journey, Lex. That's awesome, Carlo. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I know that real estate in Toronto is not really affordable. So in some ways, going somewhere else to get like a nice piece of land for better buck is smart. And especially if there's something that's already you got in mind or something like that. That's good stuff, Carlo. I'm with you on that. And we'd like to hear your journey also. So definitely share what's going on with you as you make changes yourself. Isaac saying drought summer coming, get a rain barrel. This is something I've talked about too, collecting water and how to do it in different ways. Yeah, we have a well on the property, which is really great. So I actually do have a water source on the property. I don't have a stream or anything, but we have a well, and that's pretty good. And if I get solar, I could go somewhat homestead self-sufficient where I'm not even on the grid, where I can just have my own power source and my own water, and I don't even have to deal with city stuff or whatever, country stuff. I don't know. Cowboy saying, Isaac, alley oop, where's home, Carlo JS? Back home in the Philippines. That's very cool. Very, very cool. That makes me think of Ants Canada. That guy was in Canada for the longest time. He started in Toronto. Then he was out West Coast near Vancouver, and his channel blew up. But then he went back home to, I think he's in Malaysia, though. I don't know if he's actually in Philippines. He might be in Philippines. I don't totally know exactly where he is. But yeah, the ant house he built over there is amazing. The big, huge property he bought. In fact, he took a lot of the money that he made on his YouTube channel and bought acres and acres of forest and jungle, and he's protecting it. It's so crazy the good that YouTube can do. This guy has like 5 million followers, one of the best YouTube channels out there, Ants Canada. And he's taking all of his money that he's making off his channel and he's doing huge things with it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing what he's doing. Not only educating on ants and insects and other life, but also the way he bought a huge, huge part of property. And has totally like conservationist ideals that he just wants to keep it as natural and as it is as possible. And that's amazing. I love people that buy land to keep it as it is and have no ideas on developing it in a lot of ways. We need more people that are doing this. If the government is protecting lands in ways, that's awesome with national parks. Well, in some ways, private citizens can protect lands also by buying them up and letting them stay as they are. And I'm all about that. Yeah. Yeah. So Carlo may be going back to the Philippines, and that could be very awesome. They can grow a lot of different stuff over there. And of course, the climate, the zone that is in. Yeah, that's going to be very cool. Carlo, I definitely want to hear about your journey as you do it and what you do. Yeah, Fiercely saying too much garbage and preservatives in food nowadays. I see kids in basketball that are way taller than the norm for their age. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit they put in foods. In some ways, we should just do it the natural way. I really have changed my diet personally in a lot of ways in the last few years. If it's not something my grandmother would know from way back, if it looks weird or foreign or something they wouldn't be like, what is that food? I don't want to eat it no more. That's why I'm heavy on fruits, vegetables, and meats. And, any of the kind of like stuff that is kind of more made in a factory or industrialized or like commercially made as a product in the grocery store, I'm staying away. I'm staying away. If it's something that's grown or natural, it comes from somewhere. And in fact, I'm going to start buying more organic too, because it is really true that if you're buying non-organic, you're getting a lot of chemicals and weird shit, even through chicken and meats and vegetables too, because there's a lot of people that are using pesticides and chemicals to make a better yield commercially. And I don't want all that shit. I want very natural. I don't want nothing going on, nothing. And in some ways, when you grow it like that, like Cowboy and Omari and different people can say, you taste the difference between like a very massive factory farmed kind of crop, like a green pepper from somewhere there will taste different than a green pepper that Omari grows in his backyard out west. So yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome thing. And Fiercely, I'm with you on this. There's way too much man-made food that is not actually good for our bodies. In some ways, different maladies that we get in our bodies can be caused by the unnatural things that we're putting in our bodies that are made in a lab and sold as a food product on a grocery store counter or a shelf. Yeah, and that's where we got to make better choices. In some ways, you can teach your kid better eating habits when they're young and to stay away from the garbage, because garbage in, you become garbage. You are what you eat. So if you're feeding your kids McDonald's every day, that's not good. That's not good. Trust me. Cowboy saying, Will I wish you the best, bro? Get that land and grow." Yeah, Carlo, that's gonna be awesome. That'll be very cool. Alley oop to Tom Duke and Fiercey. Yeah, we'll give alley oop to both of them. Tom Duke getting one, and Fiercey getting one. Tom Duke, you're awesome. 39 dunks for you, and Fiercey is getting. Hang on, why I screwed that up? I better go back. Hang on, I don't want that to drag up. Fiercey is up there, 91. Wow. Wow. All right. Let's see. Carla is I don't even know what that symbol is. There's a tractor and a farmer. David saying, do y'all have any idea of how many metric tons of carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere just due to importing lettuce annually? Google it. You'll want to grow your own food. Laugh out loud. Yeah, there's another reason right there. David's given us even more reasons. Is that mass producing food and stuff is causing a lot of pollution. And you go local, you go to the guy who's just around the corner. Well, that's a lot less gas emissions from driving a big rig truck from across the continent or some shit like that. No, that's another focus I'm going to have, is very local. I'm going to find out the people that are selling food around me and what I can get around me, and I'm going to buy from them before I go to the grocery store. In fact, I will try and not buy from the grocery store at all. If I can just go to local people that I can see and they're the person that grows that, I will definitely be relying on them. There's a lot of roadside little stands where people are selling all kinds of stuff out there. That may be where I'm getting all my food. And, who knows? Maybe there's some sort of way I can get good locally butchered meats and stuff that are a lot more organic and locally sourced, and cutting out some of the stuff that David's talking about right here. That's right. Seymour saying, what pop, fam? Rapid Freaks and Freakettes. Ta-da. Ta-da. Seymour Pape is in the house. The sheriff's here. We're going to give him a dunk just for showing up, even though it's a little bit later. I need to just finish up. This game's coming quick, y'all. We got to be ready for the Miami Heat at 1 p.m. 53. You got the Buddha, the James Edwards. 53. That's right. Sheriff, respect. Cowboy, Dap. Fiercely saying, Lex, don't call Adriana a city girl. There's a new meaning to that age, and it's not good. Oh, well, is that like the City Boys thing with Scotty? Where he's like, I got the shirt and I wore it and it's $400. But listen, fam, Isaac posted this clip in our Facebook group yesterday, remembering the shirt that Scotty took back the next day to the store after wearing it at the Raptors dance social function or whatever, the beginning of the season function they did. He was dancing with Wancho. Okay, so city girl. I'm just saying that she's a city girl in the classic sense. That she's somebody who likes to live in an urban setting and not a rural setting. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. Now, I don't know about the meaning of saying that. So I'll just say she's a woman who prefers living in an urban environment. How about that? I'll say that instead. Okay, so the city girl sounds bad. It's not okay. Seymour saying 2 or 3 weeks without your girl. Damn, bro. Raptors need to give you a win. It's not my fault. In some ways, she does not live anywhere near me. She lives with her father, and I can't go over there unless he leaves. And, well, he was supposed to leave this weekend, but he got sick, so I couldn't come out there and see her. I would have been there this weekend if he had not gotten sick. He should have gone to see his girlfriend in Guelph, but that didn't happen. And it's all kinds of – it screwed up my weekend, honestly. And I hate having to rely on her dad and what he's doing for what I do with her. It's a big problem in our relationship, honestly. Now, the other factor is she's in school right now, and it's the end of the semester. So she has all kinds of crazy schoolwork. So in some ways, that's why she's busy, and I ain't seen her, because she needs to take care of her school classes and getting her stuff done to finish the semester with good grades. So there's a couple reasons here, Seymour. In some ways, I don't get to choose when I see Adriana, and it sucks. I'll tell you that right now. Fiercely saying, expression, city girls. Yeah, all right, I won't use it no more. I won't use it anymore. Seymour saying, fiercely, what you mean? What you mean? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Mischief saying, Gary Trent Jr. got a 5'4" wingspan. Explains why he averages 1.8 rebounds per game. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't know. I just wish he could add another trick to the bag. It maybe not even have to be stat or related in some way. It could be something that's even better and more attractive that he's doing. He's not going to make shots. There's a lot of empty minutes with him, because he just doesn't fill out the stat sheet very well overall. That's kind of where Monique and I are on the stance on that. Yeah. Yeah. Fiercely saying Jordan Poole, not a Raptor, but definitely a banana. Okay. That's funny. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to Cool Cat. And good to see you this morning. Last game tryout of the season. Let's go. Looking forward to draft and trades. Wish everyone have a great off season. Back at you, Cool Cat. I hope things are good. And yes, let's see what happens in the postseason with the teams in the playoffs that are participating. We'll have to see how they do. And I'm excited. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Of course, we'll keep tabs on it and talk about it here and there, but not in a depth way. It'll be kind of like, what is our reaction to this outcome in the playoffs and how this happened? And this team is out. And wow, this team really embarrassed themselves. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that kind of stuff for sure. Cowboys saying sweet city women from the Stampers, a Calgary band, big tune. Cool. Yeah, I wish. I told her, I was like, look, I'll drive you where you need to go. I know you like having your autonomy and freedom to go wherever you want on TTC or an Uber. And you can't get an Uber where I'm going to. So there's some stuff we just got to figure out. In some ways, her and I aren't the best fit because we have a lot of different things about our outlook for the future and what we think is going to happen. In some ways, I've told you what I'm about to do. And in some ways, that is not the future. It's jiving with what she wants to do. So in some ways, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Adrienne and I. I'd like to continue to see her, but I don't know what's going to happen. And in some ways, we're going to do what we're going to do. It's been a great time. I've been with her for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years this fall. So I don't know. We'll have to see. This change is going to test our relationship. Well, hopefully it'll be better. It could be better. Who knows? I'm not going to say it's going to be worse or better. I don't know how it's going to be. We're going to have to see. Let's see. David's saying, yes, wildflowers are the nuts. Yeah, I that's good for pollinators no matter what. If you're going to have an area that you're not going to do anything with for growing stuff, definitely make it a pollinator area because it'll help your garden by having that area. Seymour's saying, I got to do my research. All right, Seymour, do your research. We are playing today. We got the Family Guy and a couple other people as our refs. Monique saying, UFC guy, Max, Lex. Oh, laugh out loud. Yeah, Max Gilberg. Scotty's little camera guy. I don't know who Max Holloway is. I don't know UFC at all. I don't give a shit about that sport. In some ways, I feel like it's a barbaric sport. And I've never had any interest in UFC. Never, ever. Not in the decades of it and its popularity. It's not something I have any knowledge about. I couldn't name you 3 UFC fighters. I don't give a shit about that world. In some ways, that's something that Scotty wanted to watch last night. That's great. That's great. Go watch the UFC and don't get in trouble, Scotty. That's what I'm about. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I love hearing that you will be living closer to nature. You're going to love it. Eventually, you'll have a farmer's market during the summertime for Raptor Free Crew. Yeah. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff I want to kind of project and look at. Honestly, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I got to get set up out there. It's going to be a while, but it could be at some point that we have a Raptor Freak event at the property out there. So who knows? We'll have to see how everything develops, all within its own time. And we just got to take it step by step and do our best and do what we got to do. There's a lot of changes coming for me. And yeah, the fun thing is y'all been watching me for a while and it's going to be different. It's going to be very, very different. And the nature part is going to be a part of it. You guys have seen my streams when I've been out there. I was out there last summer a lot and you guys would see me in the locales where you like me sitting out on the front porch and you guys would you see the background behind me and people were like, it looks like you're in Arkansas. That was funny. That's where I'm going to be, that very same place. It's the same property. So you guys have seen it partly already, some of it, but it's going to change a lot as I'm out there full time and able to do what I want to do every day out there. I'm going to be doing a lot of work in the yard and changing that place over. Let's see. Fiercely saying city girls and city boys like to have fun, promiscuous, love, and love money. Okay, that's what it's all about. Isn't city girls, wasn't that like there's a group that's like US girls or something like that. There's some sort of group that's kind of like that. And maybe that's their whole thing. And that's what Scotty's doing when he's saying city boys, is he's living that life like that. They like to have fun, promiscuous, and they love money. Yeah, I mean that's not totally a description for Adriana. So yeah, I won't use that for her anymore. I was using it in the classic way. David's saying, whoa, this is getting interesting. All right, yeah, we know about Scotty City Boys now. Stardeem is here. Amazing. Just make sure you have a good water filtration system. Yeah, the well's been there for a long, long time. We've had the water tested, and it's in good shape. It's in very good shape. So we're in good shape out there with the water. So it should be good. David's saying Ants Canada is awesome. Yes. Yes, highly recommend. If you're not subscribed to Ants Canada, subscribe to it immediately and watch it. They probably has a new drop that just came out this weekend course, he has his big, crazy like biosphere that he made, Pandorium or whatever he's called. And he's stupid. He left it open one night and they escaped. And now these animals are dying in it. And like he gets so melodramatic about them dying, David, don't you think? Like it's like the bull rhino beetle died. And he's like, oh, I'm so sad that the rock steady, my bull beetle died. I'm like, dude, these are small little insects and they got lifespans. And in some ways, you're gonna be all melodramatic about every little like lifespan that's gonna come through. I mean, I get it. Your praying mantis died. Your this died and this died. He gets so crazy about it. In some ways, it's for the channel and making it more amped up. But in some ways, he's got to deal with the cycle of life a little better, especially since that's what his channel's all about. You know this is gonna happen. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Of course, the beetle's gonna die. What is the lifespan of a beetle? A couple months? Come on, man. What is wrong with you? Anyway, my little gripe with Ants Canada right now. Just get a hold of yourself. You're all emotional. Cowboy saying, alley oop, cat. I'm proud of you, Lex. Alley oop, the cool cat. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys a lot. I mean, it's this doing this channel every day is a grind. And honestly, I love coming in here and talking with you guys. David saying, Mossy Earth and Planet Wild are great channels to learn from and get ideas too. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be looking for all kinds of places to get inspiration for sure. Cowboy saying, I'll help their mission. All right, those are good. Mossy Earth and Planet Wild. Check those channels out. I might have to go at them after this. We'll have to see. Mo saying, W stream, Lex. Keep at it always. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life, regardless of the situation. Raptor Freak Crew, strong love you all. Yeah, there you go, Mo. I love you too. And once again, guys, we have a plan to meet on June the 8th at the NBA restaurant on Queens Key for Monique's birthday. That will be the next Raptor Freak hangout. If you didn't know this yet, we're going to try and be there for June the 8th. It's a Saturday in the afternoon or early evening. Monique's going to give me the specific time she wants to have this event happen. And I'll let you guys know when we have that detail nailed down. But for now, mark your calendar. June the 8th. It's a Saturday. We're going to celebrate Monique's birthday at the NBA restaurant. And maybe Lex and David might be fighting the busboy at some point during there. So there's some good action. If you come down there to the NBA restaurant, the only one in the league right now, come check out the novelty of the NBA restaurant on the lakeshore and sit by the water and eat some NBA food and check out the NBA restaurant. And let's hang out and celebrate Monique's birthday. That's what I'm saying. June the 8th. So mark your calendar. And if you can make it, come on down. Seriously, y'all. Let's see. Rapid Freak Crew, strong love, you all. Yeah, that's right, Mo. We got you too. It's been a fantastic season in some ways for our unity and the growth of our Raptor Freak channel and our family. But in some ways, the NBA, the season for the Raptors has been tough. But we've hung together. We've gone through it in forest and fire, and we're stronger for it. That's what it is. Cowboys saying Garden Like a Viking is a good growing channel also. I've watched that channel. I do not like it. I do not like it. In some ways, some of the things that they tout and what is important to them is not totally my thing. In some things, I did check it out when you mentioned it to me like a year or two ago. Cowboy, I watched it a little bit, and the personalities just rubbed me the wrong way. In some ways, I was like, I'm not gonna watch these guys. Sometimes that's what's important. It's a lot why some people won't watch me is because my personality may rub some people the wrong way. Well, sometimes that's just how it is. It's a fit, and that channel didn't fit with me when I tried to watch it. David saying, thanks, bud. Mischief saying, I grow in cocoa core instead of soil because I can recycle the coconut core. You can flush cocoa core with water in a 25-gallon rain science pot. This is interesting. I've actually seen some clips on this. Like I could show you all the gardening channels I'm watching. I'm watching Epic Gardening. I'm watching Gardening with James, who's like, he grows weed in Ontario. He's awesome. I'm watching Simplify Gardening. I'm watching the soil expert Ashley, who's out in Saskatchewan. I'm watching the Impatient Gardener, who's based in Wisconsin because she has the similar zone to me. I'm also watching this English guy who's like really cheap, who's always like showing you how to do stuff really, really cheap. I watched Toronto, Ontario Permaculture Society with that guy. He's amazing. That guy's really, really good. Because he's local and he's around our community here in Toronto, and he is really good at building natural food forests with permaculture and in a natural way where it's not much upkeep, and it's kind of like his philosophies are very similar to what I'm going to be doing. In some ways, it's like you want stuff to take on its own. If you have to over baby shit
to make it live in your yard, you shouldn't do that. It's not naturally supposed to be there. So it's in some ways you got to find the right stuff that will grow no matter what naturally. And it'll take to what you're trying to do. Sometimes if you're trying to force shit that you want to grow there, it's not the right idea. But yeah, there's quite a few channels I'm watching already. I watched the guy Stefan who does apple trees and fruit trees, Stefan Sabensky or something like that. Yeah, there's quite a few channels I'm watching currently already. And I have seen Epic Gardening and a couple of people talk about a cocoa core and using coconut core for soil instead. I mean, the medium of your soil is important in different ways. I've also learned recently how to change your soil to be more loamy and more conducive to grow things in. I think that in some ways where I'm living out there is going to be a little bit clay, and I might need to add certain types of soil to the natural soil if I want to make it more growable. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. In some ways, I'm not exactly in the green belt where the really good fertile land is. And in some ways, I'm gonna have to amend my soil to make it more useful. That's why I'm gonna have to do raised garden, probably a raised bed, is because some of the land when I grew those potatoes, they didn't do jack shit in the regular soil because the soil's not that good where I'm at. So I'm gonna have to have creative ways of doing this. And what Mischief's saying about coconut core above ground in a raised bed or something like that, that may be something, or maybe a container. I'll have a coconut core container that I'll experiment with first, and do the a regular way of like a lasagna of compost in a raised bed otherwise. So yeah, this is all coming. I know David's giddy. He's listening to me right now. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome. I love what Lex is talking about right now." I know David is doing this right now. I know he is. Cowboy's saying super fan Mo 3-pointer. All right, yeah, we can do that. For Mo's undying support for her team. She's just a real one. She cannot be anything other than what she is, a super fan of the Toronto Raptors. That's right. She's just a real one. Cowboy saying, got a chicken coop. Get a chicken coop? Yeah, there's some debate with this. In some ways, I don't know if I'm zoned to be able to do it, unfortunately. I want to do some sort of animal at some point, but I'm not going to rush into the animal part of things. In fact, I'm highly debating whether I need a cat or a dog. I'd like to get one of the two of those things, but I know that cats kill a lot of wildlife that's just not necessary. And I don't want a cat that's going to kill the natural things in my yard, like chipmunks and birds, because those are the things I value. So I don't think I'm going to get a cat, although a cat would help if I'm going to have any rodent problems. Now, I'm more likely to get a dog, but I want to get a dog that's not a shit disturber. It's not going to rip up everything and cause all trouble. I'd like to get a smart dog. And it's good to have a dog out there just in case there's something coming nearby and it can detect things and let me know and alert things are going on. So in some ways, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do animals. It may be over time, there may be more like chickens or something that get added later. But in some ways, there's a lot. Like in some ways, my mom doesn't want any kind of animals like that around that property. She really doesn't. She really doesn't. So I don't think chickens will be realistic, at least initially. But maybe way down the road, that might be possible. We'll see. Fiercely saying much better. Women who prefer living in an urban environment. That's right. That's what it is. I mean, back in the day, it wasn't a big deal. You're a country boy. You're a city boy. You're a country girl. You're a city girl. I didn't know that there was implications to more than just the where you live. Let's see. Seymour saying, hoping for the best in your relationship. Listen, we've survived so much, Seymour, and we're going to love each other either way. Our relationship has been a huge success no matter what. It's just that we understand also as mature adults that sometimes, it's just the time to part. And I don't want that to happen. And we're holding on. David's saying cocoa core is the nuts. No nutrients, though. I mix a third of cocoa core with a third compost and vermiculite and dirt. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out all the different soil recipes. And Ashley in Saskatchewan, she really knows her stuff. Now, I've been getting a lot of debates about like things about direct composting, because in some ways I'm very interested in direct composting, but I'm hearing a lot of like stuff against it for different reasons. In some ways, it's like, I don't know. I don't know who to trust sometimes, because I do feel like there are people out in the community that teach gardening stuff that have weird reasons for why they tell you not to do certain things. So I don't know. I know some people don't like direct composting because it brings pests into your beds because it's sitting in there. I get that. I don't know. I'm going to figure this out. David, I know you're an expert on composting, and I will definitely be getting your expertise. Let's see. He doesn't like using fertilizer, so I use my compost. I suppose if you fertilized, you could grow exclusively in cocoa core. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna very much try to be as natural and cost saving as possible. So the more I can do, the more better. Isaac saying UFC push gambling into other markets. Dunk at Lex. I didn't even realize that. That makes me hate it even more. That makes me hate it even more. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I don't like UFC. And that gives me another one, Isaac. Thank you. You want me to have a dunk for that? Yeah. I just never got into it. I watch fake wrestling. I watch fake shit. In some ways, it's much harder to be a fake wrestler than a real wrestler, a real UFC fighter. Some people say, what? Well, half these guys in wrestling, they could probably kick the UFC's guys' asses, Brock Lesnar and people like that. So it's like, whatever. In some ways, you know what? There's no art to real violence. That's going to be done easy. Any jabroni can go down the street and hurt somebody really bad. No, there's a more of an art to faking the violence and making it look real without hurting anyone. That's way more skillful, and that's professional wrestling. So that's a big part of it right there. David saying, "Oh wow, that looked like an amazing property out there. Didn't realize it was the same place. That's awesome." Yep. That's where I'm going to be, David. That's where I'm going to be. That's the family land. It's been in our family since the 50s, so it's not a new place. I've been going to it since I've been alive. I went there when I was very, very little and did all kinds of stuff out there as a child. And it's changed a lot. The trees are way higher and up and like they're very mature. Like we have like 60-foot trees on that property, fir trees. It's a very mature forest part there. And in some ways I have to be careful of that because there's not a whole lot of good sunlight on some parts of that property because the trees are so high. So it's going to be very interesting. I have to use the sunspots very effectively, basically. Mischief saying soil has bugs and spider mites. Liquid nutrients are better than what's in soil. David, I'll try that. Thanks. In some ways, I'm going to be the kind of guy that's like, I'm not trying to have a pristine garden where there's no like eating out of the leaves by bugs or anything. No, I really do believe that biodiversity means things are going to eat stuff in your garden. And it's not a big deal and just get used to it. Now, you may want to protect things to a certain extent as far as like from rabbits and deer and different things like that. And yeah, if there are really bad problems with ruining your crops because of some sort of bug or something like that, sure, I'll take a natural remedy and try and do something about it. But in some ways, I really don't want to use any kind of chemicals or anything man-made. I really want to do like this is the natural way of dealing with this. You got aphids, well, you get this insect in here, or you do this, or this is a homemade remedy that people have done for years in their gardens to help you with this particular problem. So that's in some ways I won't mind having extra little bugs and things that are out there. In some ways, if they're very detrimental and they're absolutely hurting things, I'll live and I'll learn and I'll adjust. But for the most part, I'm going to have a pretty laissez-faire attitude about things, going after things. I just want to grow enough, and if I get my stuff, and well, some of it's going to have to go to the things that are in the yard, and that's just a part of the whole deal of it. Is the way I look at it. I'm not going to get so crazy that I'm like, oh no, this is on my plant and get all crazy and just really get all, no. I'm going to be pretty laid back on this kind of stuff. Let's see. Wayne's saying, Lexcom, what's the matter with you? Distance is not a relationship killer. You're still in Ontario. You behave yourself and work out the logistics. Well, this may actually make things better because if I have a vehicle, I'll have more freedom. And honestly, I'm not moving further away from her in this move. I'm exactly as far as from her as I'm going to be when I get out there. Because in some ways, she lives closer to the country than she lives to downtown. So in some ways, it may actually get better. I just don't know how it's going to happen, Wayne. And and we've already talked about this very openly. We are ready to do whatever we need to do to make each other happier. And that's how much we love each other. So if it's not working, we're okay with walking away, but we're going to hold on and we're going to do everything in our power to make it continue to keep happening. Trust me, Wayne, we're going to do that. I mean, I agree. Distance should not have anything to do with it. But in some ways it sucks because like we've been 4 years in and if I had my way, I'd live with her. I would have lived with her already by now. But in some ways, it's never happened. It just hasn't happened. And it is what it is. David's saying, haha, he just does that to add drama. It's all part of the life cycle and he knows it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. He has to make the show amped up when things pass away. I get it. Ants Kennedy. Yeah, I get it. Fiercely saying, yes, Lex, you're right. There is a group called City Girls with 2 rappers, JT and Young Miami. Don't bother Googling their music, twerk culture. Not for me. I've watched their videos. I had to watch their videos for my old job that I'm not doing anymore. That's why I'm not posting videos anymore. I may go back to doing some of that kind of work down the road when things settle down, but I chose not to continue this year because in some ways I can't at this point. I had to let that job go. because I got too much coming up. But I've seen a lot of city girls, US girls or city girl stuff. And yeah, I even used to play them on the radio. That sounds crazy, fiercely. I think I remember even while I was still on the radio, there was a group called US Girls or something like that. And I would play them then. I think they're different. City girls and US girls are different. City girls are the one you're talking about. I didn't play them on the radio, but I have seen their videos, and there's a lot of rump shaking in them. Yeah, a lot of rump shaking. David saying it's all about the soil composition mischief, and certain measures can be taken to deal with those issues. I've used both and had better results with my compost. To each their own. Well, it could also be where he's growing. It could be a lot of things. It sounds like mischief's growing stuff down south. So I don't know. Either way, you guys can have different techniques, and it's great to share all the ideas. And you know what? I love having the resources of you guys. And the fact that a lot of y'all are very knowledgeable on this subject, way more than I am, is going to be very helpful to me. In fact, I feel like I've learned stuff just from talking to y'all today, just now. Cowboy saying, let's go. Raptors later, Lex and Raptor Freaks. The future is bright. Everyone have a blessed and safe day. That's right. All kinds of changes for different people. Chris is going to Korea, and that's a huge change. And it's going to be amazing for him, I'm sure. And, I got a change coming up. Carlo's going to possibly do his change at some point. This is all going to be great. The changes that are happening for people, hopefully. Yeah. David saying, haha, you literally read my mind right there. I know it. I know you, bro. I saw how you excited you were and texting me about this stuff. Oh, David's in heaven. We're talking about compost. Look out. Look out. David saying, regenerating developing soils is totally my jam. I had a work form when I was 8. I've always loved this shit. This is awesome. So you're not new to this. This is something you've known for a long, long time, your whole life. I'm going to need your expertise. I'm definitely going to need it. Worm farm. That's what you had, a worm farm. Yeah, I'm very interested in like the compost thing where you have the casings fall through and they kind of come up. You know that system like in a bucket that some people do to get really to make their compost, worm casings, and you have the worms in there. They kind of do it and it naturally shifts down and they move to the next bucket and you can take the bottom bucket out and that's the compost you use and they're all up in the other bucket still doing the job and you flip it. Yeah, I'm interested in starting that kind of like worm farm, as you put it, as far as like for compost. Let's see. Tom saying, dog for security and company. Chicken equals rats. Yeah, I can't do chickens, honestly. I'm not gonna be able to. In some ways, I don't think my neighbors will want me to, because in some ways you got to have a rooster. There's a whole kind of commitment when you're gonna do chickens, and they can be annoying. They can be smelly. They can be noisy, and in some ways that within reason. And I don't even know if my property out there that I'm gonna be staying at is gonna be conducive size wise to have this happen. In some ways, I may value growing things more than having livestock of some sort, because it really isn't. There isn't that much. There's very. I mean, I'd probably get away with chickens somewhere, but like I said, this is nothing we're gonna bring up anytime soon. Jack Russell will solve that. Yeah, I've looked at the breed of dog that I kind of want to get is either a border collie or I mean, Jack Russell, isn't that the dog that was on Frasier, Eddie? I mean, they're smart little dogs. I don't want a big dog, that's for sure. I want a dog that's intelligent and that is very smart. That's kind of what I want. And in some ways, if it's a dog that can read seizures coming, that's an added bonus on the side. That'd be awesome too. We've talked about that, Adrienne and I. If I get a dog, it'd be great if I got a dog that could tell when she's about to have an epilepsy seizure. And a lot of dogs sometimes naturally have that. You don't even have to get a trained one. In some ways, there's certain breeds that are more likely to be aware of these kind of things. So, I mean, I get it. I got to get done. This game's gonna be in 90 minutes, y'all. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Wayne is saying birds of a feather flock together. My mindset now is to ascertain the best time to treat my grass for grubs in order to keep the skunks away. So suggestions, please. Dog is imperative out there, Lex. Well, it's not totally like I'm in the wilderness and I got to worry about bears walking up on my doorstep or anything. I mean, that could happen where I'm at, but it's not likely because there is more built up around where I'm at than historically there was when we first when we first had that property when I was a kid. It's weird. There's like full-time neighbors out there now, and it's a little bit more kind of lived in, and the wildlife is not coming to my area as much just because of that kind of stuff. Now, maybe if it was like 20 or 30 years ago, yeah, I'd be a little bit more worried about dangerous animals coming nearby. But I think that getting a dog smart just for companionship, like you guys are saying, and security. I think you're right. But I don't know if it's going to happen right away, or it could be something that's down the road. And of course, we got to hit the right marks. Part of it is also there's people in my family that are very allergic to pets. And if I do get a dog, it's going to have to be something that fits in the category also. Like my brother got a water spaniel because it's hyperallergenic down in Atlanta. So in some ways, I got to think about that kind of stuff just to be in consideration of some of my family members. So there's a couple of different. I got to hit the right mark with that. Let's see. Cowboy saying yes to worm farm and a dog. All right, that's probably what's going to happen. Smooth saying yes. WWE is predetermined, but those men and women put their lives on the line to entertain. WWE has gotten really, really good with Triple H in charge. Bloodline, Civil War. Yeah, The Rock's a big part of this. The Rock is definitely a big part of the reinforcements coming in and bringing the interest in how things are going. Vince getting away from the book is very big because he's an idiot. He did not know what he's doing. And even that little bit of time when he came back for a little bit after he left was bad. You could feel his presence in the storylines from what I heard. Even though he wasn't fully back, he was still pulling some strings for a little bit after he had resigned. And yeah, that had to go away. You don't need Vince running the WWE in any kind of way because he's outdated. His time has passed. And everything that he wanted to do with storylines and stuff didn't make no fucking sense for today. So yeah, I'm with you, Smooth, on that. I'm with you on that. Dana saying I have worm farms. There you go. There you go. Jack Russell breed to deal with rats on farms. Okay, so they can do the job of the cat and the dog stuff because of that. Okay. I'm not totally worried about mice out there in some ways. I'm really not. It's more rabbits and deer that are going to be probably the problem. I don't really feel like there's a lot of mice problem out there. There probably are, but in some ways we don't deal with mice out there very often. I can't remember them ever being inside the cottage, and I just don't remember mice presence out there. There's definitely rabbits. There's definitely rabbits, and I'm going to have to safeguard gardens from the rabbits. Raised beds will help. And there's probably deer that come through too. Just so those are the ones I'm thinking. But you know what? If you guys are saying that Jack Russell kind of marks off two things at once as a dog and not a cat, and it won't go kill all the chipmunks and stuff. Now, is it going to go around and kill all the chipmunks too? Because that's the thing. It's got to know what to kill and what not to kill. And if it's going to go kill mice, it'll probably go kill chipmunks too. And I don't want that. I do not want that. In some ways, I need a dog that's going to know which is what. Like a cat's going to kill everything: birds, chipmunks, mice, everything. That's why I don't necessarily want a cat. In some ways, I've thought about, well, you could get a cat, just put a bell on it or something. It'll scare everything away when it comes to it. Yeah, but then it's not getting the mice and the job that it needs to be doing. So I don't know. This is something that we're getting ahead on. Seriously, y'all. The idea of me getting a pet is fun for y'all, but there's a lot of things I've got on my mind that I got to take care of, and check off way before any of this stuff. And this stuff is probably not even next year kind of stuff. It's not even next year. Maybe it may be like 2 years from now or something, or even longer. Let's see. Dana's saying Nova Scotia duck toller. Nova Scotia duck toller. Fiercely saying, Lex, get a dog, not a pup. Well, that's probably what I'll do. Is like, honestly, I'm not going to go to a breeder. I'm not going to even care about purebred. I'll go to the shelter and I'll find something that makes sense in the right way. I think that's what I'll probably do. Dana's saying Nova Scotia duck tollers are aware of their people. All right, that's a good breed. I'll have to look into that. W Stream, fam. Right back at you, Fiercey. If not informative on some things. Tom Duke saying Miyazi is hyperallergenic giant schnauzers rock. Yeah, I don't know if I want a giant dog anyway. Which way? No Marmaduke. Come on now. Dana's saying no dog is really hypoallergenic. Get one with hair, not fur, and you will be fine. That's the dog my brother has. Like his dog Hank is like a water spaniel. It's like a mix. It's like a couple of different a poodle. It's got poodle in it, and spaniel, and it's got poodle kind of hair that's not like it's really the kind of the shedding and stuff like that. Let's see, W's Lex. All right, thanks, man. True, but I'm a total allergy guy, and they don't bug me one bit. Well, you're willing to put the love into the dog and take care of it, and you don't care. Some people, the priority of having a pet and the allergies dealing with it outweighs not having the allergies. Some ways. Tom's saying I call it pruning, but I got to groom my dog. Big commitment time and moolah. That's the other thing. In some ways, I'm not rushing out to try and get a dog or a pet because I know they can cost money in hidden ways, vet bills and stuff like that. In some ways, I don't mind having pets. like that are plants, because in some ways I can be that vet for them. Yeah, Seymour saying I have a Staffordshire and my second dog is a blue heeler cross. Very cool. City slicker out west in the mountain central time with his dogs. All right, we got to the end of the chat. Let's finish it up. It looks like 69% of y'all do not want Malik Williams to be on the birthday chart. All right, we'll see. I think he might end up on there anyway, just because it may be fun down the road to say, hey, it's Malik Williams' birthday. We'll have to see. All right, let's run down everything. Injuries for the Raptors today. Let me see if it's grown at all while we've been talking. Yeah, it has, actually, guys. Let's just go over this real quick. Jonte's out. Scotty's out. Jakob's out. DJ's out. Chris Boucher's out. Mohamedou Gay's out. Emmanuel Quickly's out. And now it looks like RJ Barrett is listed as day-to-day since we've been talking today. So there is a chance RJ's not playing today, guys. If it was any other of the two Raptors, I would be mad. But if it's RJ and IQ, I give them passes. They've had to deal with a lot this season. So in some ways, it's like, all right, we're not going to get our New York Knicks guys come play today for our last game. Well, so be it. It is what it's going to be. All right, let's see if Miami's changed at all while we've been talking. No, exactly the same three. Josh Richardson, Terry Rozier, and Duncan Robinson out for the Miami Heat today. Our three refs are Mark Lindsay, the crew chief, Ben Taylor, bleh, and Jonathan Sterling. And all three of them favor the Miami Heat today, guys. Every single one of them favors the Miami Heat. Should I do the Instagram stories? Yeah, real quick. Slim Duck's cruising around down by the coast in Miami, of course, and he's driving by a cruise ship, and he's calling it a spaceship. It is look ridiculously huge. And the thing I said the other day, the amount of gas that they pollute and burn is disgusting. And this cruise ship is huge and massive. So to move and power that boat, the amount of gas that's going through it is just ridiculous and unnecessary to a degree. So yeah, I'm anti-cruise ship at this point. And that spaceship that Slim Duck is looking at yesterday in the Miami coast is, yeah, not my friend. Screw that. It's so stupid. It's decadent. In some ways, it's like the fall of civilization, the end of civilization, having big ass stupid boats like that, destroying our environment while we live in it. It's so short-sighted. Mr. New York City's got some sort of movie on, top two, not two. And it's number one, I guess. I don't know what movie that is. Is that The Warriors? Oh, no, that's Martin Lawrence. He's talking about the show Martin. So he thinks that the number one show ever in the history is Martin Lawrence's show Martin. That's cool. That's cool. And he's apparently the best uncle in the world. He's taken his nephew to the store and bought some cool clothes. He's got the LL Cool J hat on, Marquise Noel's nephew. OG Anunoby is putting on blast Davido. He was the artist that was at the Knicks-Nets game the other day. He's with Dennis Schroeder, too. Friends with Precious, friends with OG, friends with Dennis. This guy's got all the same friends that I like. And yeah, okay, DeVito, I've never heard of you guy, but apparently you're really famous. And a lot of people know him and stuff. So yeah, Precious and OG's got him all over their Instagram stories. DeVito. And that's the Instagram stories. More Knicks. The Raptors are incognito on the online. They are not doing nothing. ESPN came out with an article an hour ago from Kevin Pelton grading all the 30 of the NBA teams. And this is what he said about the Raptors. He said that we got a midseason grade of C-, and our final grade for the season is a D. I can't argue with him. In some ways, I wish I had more ammunition to talk shit and say, fuck you, but I can't. In some ways, he's right. And this is what he wrote about us. He said, it's hard to believe the Raptors began this season hoping they could improve on last year's play-in tournament loss. Instead, Toronto found itself among the league's worst teams after dealing starters OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam. The upside was the development of first-time All-Star Scotty Barnes, flanked by newcomers RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. Barnes is the centerpiece of the next good Raptors team, but Toronto is relying on not sliding back into the lottery to add this year's first-round pick, top 6, protected to that group. Yeah, I can't argue with any of this. In some ways, the grade is fair, and it sucks. I hate that. Make sure you get your lineup set up, David, HC, Peter, and Jason Dukes. You got one more day to get it done, and that's it. All right, that's it, y'all. Thanks for watching me, the gardening channel, and all the gardening tips and stuff. Oh, you learned something this morning about growing your own food, being self-sufficient, and trying to be more and more on your own and not under the Galen Weston, I need to go to the store and buy all this shit for 10 times what it should be costing. That kind of shit. It's crazy. I saw a video the other day that broke down how much it costs to make a Starbucks coffee. A Starbucks coffee only costs like $1 or $2 to make, and they charge you like $8. So they're making like a crazy amount of profit on top of every single copy they sell. We pay so much for what we get is not what it's worth because they've overvalued shit and they've costs have gone up. And it's not that that product it costs the company to make any more. It's they pass that on just because they're greedy and they want to increase their profits. A cup of coffee, it costs the same as it did 20 years ago. But why does it cost more in the store when you buy it? They're greedy. That's why, right there. They're greedy. Let's see. David saying, just buy a bag of peanuts. Train the chipmunks. It's easy. I'm going to. Oh yeah, I'm going to train them chipmunks. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm all about getting them chipmunks to be my friends for sure. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miami, and this is the final game of the NBA season for the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. In this corner for the Toronto Raptors, we have Captain Canada, Kelly Olynyk from Scarborough. And in this corner for the Miami Heat, we have All-Star Bam Adebayo. And today we're going to have a contest of candle making. We're going to see who can make the best smelling candle between Kelly Olynyk and Bam Adebayo. Who can make the best smelling candle? Will it be Kelly or will it be Bam?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah. Let's see. Seymour's asking me, do you like the movie They Live? That's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. John Carpenter's masterpiece starring Roddy Piper and Keith David. That is such a good movie. And it's so deep. And it's more important now than ever. That movie was made in the 80s. And everything about that movie says a lot of deep shit about our society. And it's definitely something that if you have not watched it, you need to watch They Live. One of the greatest movies ever made. And it stars Canadian Rowdy Roddy Piper. So what's not to like about that? Seymour, I'm going to give you a dunk for asking me about They Live. Some people will say, well, why is he bringing up They Live? Oh, I know exactly why. Seymour Pape is bringing up They Live. You got a Patrick Patterson 54, my guy, Seymour. All right, let's get out of here. That's right, man. All right, let's go Raptors. One more game. Let's win it. It's in like an hour. Let's go.